Vamos a meternos aquí.
Let's go in here.
Vamos a Josué.
Let's go to Joshua.
Dice así la palabra.
And the word says,
Los descendientes de Judá se acercaron a Josué en Gilgal. El kenicita Caleb, hijo de Jefoné, le pidió a Josué, preste atención, acuérdate de lo que el Señor dijo a Moisés, hombre de Dios, respecto a ti y a mí, en Cades Barnea. Yo tenía 40 años cuando Moisés, siervo del Señor, me envió desde Cades Barnea para explorar el país y con toda franqueza le informé de lo que vi.
Now the people of Judah approached Joshua and Gilgad, and Caleb, the son of Jephthah, the Kenizzite, said to him, you know what the Lord said to Moses, the man of God, at Kadesh Barnea, about you and me. I was 40 years old when Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to explore the land, and I brought him back a report according to my convictions.
Mis compañeros de viaje, por el contrario, desanimaron a la gente y le infundieron temor. Pero yo me mantuve fiel al Señor mi Dios. Ese mismo día Moisés me hizo este juramento. La tierra que toquen tus pies será herencia tuya y de tus descendientes para siempre. Porque fuiste fiel al Señor mi Dios. Ya han pasado 45 años desde que el Señor hizo la promesa por medio de Moisés. Mientras Israel peregrinaba por el desierto, aquí estoy, este día con mis 85 años. El Señor me ha mantenido con vida y todavía mantengo la misma fortaleza que tenía el día en que Moisés me envió para la batalla. Tengo las mismas energías que tenía entonces. Dame pues la región montañosa que el Señor me prometió en esa ocasión. Desde ese día, tú bien sabes que los anaquitas habitan allí y que sus ciudades son enormes y fortificadas. Sin embargo, con la ayuda de la gente, no, con la ayuda del Señor, los expulsaré de ese territorio tal como Él ha prometido.
But my fellow Israelites who went up with me made the hearts of the people melt in fear. I, however, followed the Lord my God wholeheartedly. So on that day, Moses swore to me, the land on which your feet have walked will be your inheritance, and that of your children forever, because you have followed the Lord my God wholeheartedly. Now then, just as the Lord promised, he has kept me alive for 45 years since the time he said this to Moses, while Israel moved about in the wilderness. So here I am today, 85 years old. I am still as strong today as the day that Moses sent me out. I am just as vigorous to go out to the battle now as I was then. Now give me this hill country that the Lord promised me, that the people promised, it's the Lord promised me on that day. You yourself heard then that the Anakites were there and that their cities were large and fortified. But the Lord helping me, I will drive them out just as he said.
Entonces Josué bendijo a Caleb y le dio por herencia el territorio de Hebrón. A partir de ese día, Hebrón ha pertenecido al kenicita Caleb, hijo de Jefoné, porque fue fiel al Señor, Dios de Israel. Hebrón se llamaba originalmente Kiriat Arba, porque Arba fue importante antepasado de los anaquitas. Después de todo esto, el país se vio libre de guerras.
Then Joshua blessed Caleb and gave him Hebron as his inheritance. So Hebron has belonged to Caleb since the Jephunneh the Kenizzite ever since, because he followed the Lord, the God of Israel, wholeheartedly. Hebron used to be called Kithrath Arba, after Arba, who was the greatest man amongst the Anakites. Then the land had rest from the war.
Gracias, Señor, por tu palabra.
Thank you, Lord, for your word.
Gracias, Señor, porque sé que nos vas a usar con poder y autoridad
Thank you, Lord, because I know that you're going to use us with power and authority
para bendecir tu pueblo,
to bless your people
bendecir tus hijos.
and bless your sons.
Amén.
Amen.
Mira a alguien y dirle,
Look at someone and say,
se necesita
you need
gente valiente.
valiant people.
¿Sabe que a veces la valentía no simplemente es pelear?
You know that sometimes being valiant is not simply fighting.
La valentía a veces es saber esperar.
Being valiant sometimes is just knowing how to wait.
¿Cuántos vieron el mensaje de Sánchez?
How many of you saw Miguel Sanchez's
¿Sabe?
message?
Viste que a veces hay gente que aprende
You see, sometimes there's people that learn
y le dicen al pastor,
and they say to the pastor,
ya estoy listo para viajar.
I'm already ready to travel.
Eso le pasa a esta juventud a veces.
And that happens also to these
Tú le
youth
quieres
sometimes.
enseñar
You want to teach them
cómo realmente es la vida,
how truly life is,
pero ellos te quieren decir a ti cómo se vive.
but they want to tell you how you live it.
Porque tú eres un viejo
Oh,
amargado,
because you're a bitter old man
una vieja
or
aborrecida.
a bitter old woman.
Ya tú estás cansada, yo estoy cansado.
You're tired, I'm tired.
Lo que ellos no entienden es que ni estamos aborrecidos,
What they don't understand is that we're not
ni
miserable,
estamos cansados,
we're not tired.
sino lo que estamos tratando de evitar
What we're trying to do is avoid
que tú sufras lo que
for
sufrimos.
you to suffer what we suffered.
Eso es todo.
That's all it is.
Pero
But
allá en mi barrio decían
in my neighborhood, they would
que
say
nadie aprende por cabeza.
that nobody learns by somebody else's head.
Deberíamos,
We should.
deberíamos.
We should.
Deberíamos, ¿verdad? Debería haber como una ciudad
There should be like a city
donde se enviaran estos jóvenes
where you could send these youth,
que quieren ser hombres y mujeres,
those that want to be men and women now,
pero a depender de ellos solos.
but they have to go there to depend on their own.
Para cuando ellos vean que los 80, 90 dólares que se ganan
So that when they can see that the $80, $90 that they earn
no les da para nada.
is not enough for nothing.
O sea, porque se les olvida que viviendo con sus padres
Because they forget that living with their parents,
no pagan luz,
they don't pay electricity,
no pagan agua,
they don't pay water,
no pagan mortgage,
they
no
don't pay a
pagan
mortgage,
seguro de
they
carro,
don't pay car insurance,
no pagan el seguro de la casa,
they don't pay the house
no
insurance,
pagan los taxes.
they don't pay the taxes for the house.
Se daña algo,
If something breaks,
ellos te lo dejan saber, pero no lo arreglan, no
they
lo pagan.
let you know that it broke, but they don't fix it. They don't fix for it to be. They don't pay for it to be
Es
fixed.
muy fácil vivir así,
It's very easy to live that way.
¿sí o no?
Yes or no?
Pero vas a ver algo,
But you're gonna see
porque es
something
que hay una demanda
because there's a demand,
y esa demanda
and that demand
es esperar,
is to wait,
saber esperar en Dios.
to know how to wait in God.
¿Sabe? Por
That's
eso
why.
tú tienes que tener cuidado.
You have to be careful.
Mira, Caleb era un hombre de Dios, ¿sí o no?
Look, Caleb was a man of God. Yes or no?
Muchos dicen que su nombre significaba perro.
Many say that his name meant dog.
Según la mayoría de algunos intérpretes, ¿verdad?
According to the majority of some of the interpreters,
Pues decían que el perro pues les podía acordar la fidelidad del animal.
they would say that, that dog could remind them about the faithfulness of the animal,
Un perro bravo.
or a very brave and courageous
Porque si usted
dog.
quiere ver perro bravo, usted tiene que irse a Latinoamérica.
Because if you want to see courageous
Al
dogs,
Caribe.
you got to go to Latin America, to
No
the
tienen que ser
Caribbean.
pitbull, no tienen que ser
They don't got to
bulldog.
be pit bulls or bulldogs.
No.
No.
En los barrios
In the neighborhoods,
usted los veía sin jabo,
you would see them. They were missing a tail.
todos pelados,
They were all scraped up.
pero trata de pegarte.
But try to get close to them.
Esos eran bravos de verdad.
They were truly very brave.
Y eso muchos decían
And that's what many would say
de Caleb.
about Caleb.
Otros decían que significa
Others would say that it meant
todo corazón, su nombre.
whole heart. his
Lo que
name.
también le puede acordar a la gente o interpretar
What it can also remind the people, or they can interpret
la integridad de su vida.
the integrity of his life.
¿Sabe? A veces la gente puede interpretar o puede darnos algún significado
Sometimes the people can interpret or give us a definition
por lo que tú demuestras.
because of what you demonstrate.
Él demostraba firmeza.
He was demonstrating firmness.
Sus valores estaban fundados en la
His
piedad.
values were founded on
Era un
being
hombre
pious.
que caminaba con fuerza.
He was a man that walked with strength.
Y la gente te puede apodar de diferentes formas.
And the people can give you different
Dentro del
nicknames.
evangelio,
And inside of the gospel,
nosotros tenemos que darnos cuenta
we need to notice
que hemos tratado de llevar un evangelio de brinco
that we have tried to carry along a
cuando Dios
gospel
está llamando
of
un evangelio
jumping
de poder.
when God is calling us for a gospel of power.
Mira, alguien y dile de poder.
Look at somebody and say of power.
La firmeza de la gente.
The firmness of the people.
Yo les dije que Dante Gebel dijo:
I told you that Dantes Gebel said,
preséntame tus amigos
present to me your friends
y yo te diré para dónde tú vas.
and I will tell you where you're going.
Es que es imposible que tú andes con gente
It's that it's impossible that you're going to walk with
que no
people
quieren hacer nada
that don't want to do anything
cuando tú eres un conquistador.
when you're a conqueror.
Eso no tiene sentido, eso no cabe en ninguna
That does
cabeza.
not make no sense. It doesn't fit in anybody's
El
head.
significado, lo que pasa ahí es
What happens there is
que esa gente habla de conquista,
that those people speak about conquering,
pero anda con los que no
but they
conquistan,
walk with those that do not
porque
conquer.
esos que no conquistan lo hacen sentir bien.
Because those that do not conquer make them feel good.
Porque como estos nunca van a hablar de lucha,
Because these here are never going to speak
esta
about,
gente se llena la boca
fighting.
hablando de poder,
You know, these people fill their mouth speaking about
pero nunca
power,
lo tienen.
but they never have it.
Entonces nosotros tenemos que entender algo,
So
iglesia.
we need to understand something, church.
Hay una promesa. ¿Qué te ha prometido Dios a ti?
There's a promise. What has God promised you?
Hazte una pregunta.
Ask yourself a
¿Qué te
question.
ha prometido Dios a ti?
What has God promised you?
No olvídate la salvación.
Forget about the salvation,
Porque hay gente tan preocupada de la salvación.
because there's people that are so worried about the salvation.
Pero yo te voy a decir algo. ¿Para qué tú te preocupas de la
But I'm
salvación
going to tell you something. Why do you get worried about the salvation
si no estás haciendo la voluntad de Dios?
if you're not doing God's will?
No sé cuál es tu preocupación.
I don't know what your worry is.
Es como que mañana tengas una competencia
It's like if you have a competition tomorrow,
y por los últimos 3 meses lo que ha hecho es ver televisión y comer.
but for the last 3 months, all you've done is watch TV and eat.
¿Para qué estás nervioso para la competencia de mañana?
What are you nervous for the competition of tomorrow for?
Si sabe que vas a perder
You know that you're going to lose
o no.
or not.
Entonces, hay mucha gente preocupado
So there's a lot of people that are worried
que va a suceder en las próximas elecciones.
about what's going to happen in the next elections.
Va a suceder lo mismo
The same thing is going to happen
que pueda suceder
that can happen
si el pueblo no entiende.
if the people don't
Si la
understand.
iglesia entendiera.
If the church
Cuando digo la
only
iglesia hablo
understood,
en general y
and
todos
when I
los que
speak
ven
about the
por
church,
allá.
I'm speaking in general and everybody that's watching
Si
over
la
there.
iglesia entendiera
If the church would
y
understand
se unieran en
and
oración,
if they would unite in prayer,
no votaban por partido,
they would not vote for any political poll.
votarían por guianza de Dios.
They would vote according to the guidance of
¿Sí
God.
o no?
Yes or no?
Votarían por la guianza de Dios.
They would vote according to the
No
guidance of
porque este
God.
partido me gusta
Not because I
más.
like this political poll
Mira
more.
si esto se está debilitando tanto.
Look if this is weakening so much.
¿Han visto ahora los que se están postulando para senador?
Have you seen those that are being now up for being senators?
Senators. Vamos aprendiendo. Si te fijas
If you notice,
en Juri, en corto,
they're wearing hoodies and they're wearing shorts.
¿sabe? El hábito no hace al monje,
You know, the habit will not make the monk,
pero lo distingue.
but it does distinguish him.
Entonces todos prometen lo mismo.
And then all of them promise the same thing.
Es la misma historia año tras año.
It's the same story year after
Cada
year.
4 años es lo mismo.
Every 4 years it's the same.
Vamos a ayudar a los pobres.
Let's help the poor.
Vamos a cortar los taxes.
Let's cut back on taxes.
Eso yo lo estoy escuchando desde que tengo 10 años.
I've been hearing that since I was 10 years old.
Pero el problema
But the
es
problem
que no sabemos esperar en Dios.
is that we don't know how to wait in God.
Caleb,
Caleb,
a los 45 años,
at 45 years old,
a los 40 años,
at 40 years,
Dios le promete algo.
God promises something.
Él supo esperar.
He knew how to wait.
¿Sabe? Yo me hago una pregunta. Yo
And I
siempre he
asked
dicho
myself a
esto.
question. I've always said
Y
this.
esto es algo que lo seguiré diciendo para los que van subiendo.
And this is something that I will continue to say for those that are
Yo
rising
no
up.
vine a este país
I did not come to this country
a vivir igual.
to live the same.
Como siempre he dicho, para
Like
eso me
I've always
quedaba en
said.
Puerto Rico,
For that, I would have stayed in Puerto Rico.
que está calientito.
It's nice and warm over there.
Pero, ¿para qué voy a venir tan lejos?
But what am I going to come so far for?
Donde tengo que cambiar un poco mi
Where I
cultura,
have to change a little bit my culture,
mis
my
tradiciones,
traditions,
mis fiestas,
my celebrations,
los 200 días de fiestas que hay.
the 200 holidays that we have.
Yo no sé los otros países, pero
I don't
Puerto
know
Rico
about
tiene
other
muchos días de
countries,
fiesta.
but Puerto Rico has a lot of holidays.
Yo no sé usted.
I don't know about you.
Pero entonces, uno deja todo eso
So we leave all of that
porque uno quiere un cambio, uno quiere hacer algo mayor.
because we want to change. We want to do something greater.
Pero si te fijas,
But if you notice,
va a haber gente a tu alrededor
there's going to be people
que los
around you
puedes llevar
that you can take them
a Dubái
to Dubai
y se van a quedar igual.
and they're going to stay the same.
Allá van a ver un problema.
Over there, they're going to see a
Allá
problem.
van a ver situaciones.
Over there, they're going to see
Allá el
situations.
costo de vida es muy alto.
Over there, the cost of life is too
Eso es lo
high.
que yo he escuchado de gente.
That's what I've heard of people.
El costo de vida aquí es muy alto.
Oh, the cost of living here is too high.
Pero mi pregunta tan sencilla y simple.
But my question that is so simple,
¿Qué haces aquí?
what are you doing here?
Estados Unidos es muy caro.
The United States is too expensive.
¿Qué haces en Estados Unidos?
Well, what are you doing in the United States?
¿Sabes que tu vida nunca va a cambiar
You know that your life is never going to change
si tú no cambias tu mente?
if you don't change your mind.
La mente,
The mind,
lo que te acuerdes,
what you remember,
lo que Dios te ha prometido.
what God has promised you.
¿Habrá alguien aquí
Is there anybody here
que tenga una promesa que lleve más de 15 años?
that has a promise
Déjeme ver la
that
mano.
they've been
No me
waiting
tiene
for
que decir
more
lo
than
que Dios le
15 years?
prometió.
Let me see your hands. You don't have to tell me what God has
De
promised.
esas promesas serias.
Those promises that are serious.
Tengo 2,
I got
3.
2, 3.
Ah, pues la cosa está buena. 3 nada
Well,
más.
things are good. Only 3.
Hay cosas,
There's things.
no escuche bien,
I want you to listen.
que Dios no te las va a dar al otro día.
There's things that God is not going to give you
Puedes
the very
vivir la
next day.
integridad que
You
vivas.
can have and live whatever
Puedes ser
integrity you
el
wanna
hombre
live.
con mujer con alas en la espalda
You can be the man or a woman that has wings on their back,
y no te las va a dar al otro día.
and He's not going to give it to you the
¿Cómo
next day.
puedes tener una ala rota?
The same way that you may have a broken wing,
Entiéndeme,
and understand me in
y
this,
te lo da al otro día.
but He will give it to you the next day.
Las promesas de Dios no están basadas
The promises of God are not based
en tu comportamiento,
on your behavior.
sino en tu carácter.
If not, they're based on your character.
¿Me escuchó?
Did you hear me?
El carácter de una persona
The character of a person
no cambia
does not
ni
change,
varía
and it doesn't vary
por cómo se sienta.
according to how they feel.
Cuando tú decides conquistar,
When you decide to conquer,
conquistas con dinero
you conquer with money
y sin dinero.
and without the money.
Cuando tú decides cambiar
When you decide that you're going to
Tú
change,
cambias con
you
gente
change with people
o sin gente.
or without people.
La actitud de tu carácter.
The attitude of your character.
Si usted lee allá en Números capítulo 13 y 14, que no los vamos a leer,
If
el
you read
capítulo
in
13 y el
Numbers,
capítulo
in
14,
chapter 13 and chapter 14,
allí usted va a ver la fidelidad de Dios con esta gente y cómo la gente se comportaba.
there you're going to see the faithfulness of God with these people and how the people would behave.
Había una verdadera fe.
There was a true faith.
¿Sabe? Fe
You know, faith
no simplemente es creer lo que no estoy viendo.
is not simply believing what I'm not
Mira,
seeing.
vamos a hacernos honestos.
Look, let's be honest.
A veces no creemos lo que estamos viendo,
Sometimes we don't believe what we're seeing,
pero creemos lo que no vemos.
but we believe what we don't see.
Te lo voy a poner simple.
I'm going to put it
Tú no
simply.
estás creyendo en esta obra.
You're not believing in this ministry.
No diga que crees en la que viene.
Well, don't say that you're believing in the one that's coming.
No diga.
Don't say
Porque
it.
si no crees en
Because
esta,
if you don't believe in this
que
one,
está visible,
that is visible,
que se ha pagado un precio,
that we've paid a
que
price
tú
for,
eres parte,
that you are part,
y no estás creyendo bien,
and you're not believing well,
pues significa que tú no puedes creer en algo que no existe.
so it means that you cannot believe in something that does not exist.
Estábamos hablando
We were
y
talking.
Eddie estaba
And Eddie was there.
y estaba hablando con el muchacho que, ¿verdad? El que hace todo el sonido y
And I
todas
was
estas
talking
cuestiones.
with the guy that does the sound system and does all of
Que
this.
no solamente él mismo lo dijo, nosotros no tenemos una relación simplemente de negociante.
And he said it himself. Not only do we have a business relationship,
Nosotros tenemos una relación personal.
we have a personal relationship with him.
Claro, nos damos el respeto que se merece cada cual en su
And
área.
of course, we respect each other in each other's area.
Pero cuando le hablé,
But when I
si
spoke,
estaba listo para el próximo proyecto,
I spoke to him and I said, "Are you ready for the next project?"
porque el edificio que vamos a construir
Because the building that we're going to build,
en sonido,
in sound alone, in sound,
cámara,
in cameras,
y todo ese sistema de luces y
in all
todo,
of that system of
y
lights
todos los
and everything,
departamentos,
and all of the
estamos hablando
departments,
como de $1.5
we're
nada más.
talking about like
En
$1.5 million
sonido,
only in the sound,
televisión, cámara,
the TVs, the cameras,
todo ese tipo de cosas.
all of those type of things.
Y él se empezó a reír.
And he started
Dijo,
laughing.
tú piensas en grande.
He said, "You think very big,
Pero es que tú no puedes pensar
but it's that you cannot think
en lo que tú piensas, sino en lo que Dios
what
dijo.
you think. You have to think about what God said.
Cuando tú te apoderas del pensamiento de Dios,
When you take hold of the thought of God,
Dios te hace hacer lo que Él sabe hacer.
God will make you do what He knows how to do.
¿Tú entendiste lo que te
Did you
dije?
understand what I said?
¿Sabe? Cuando tú permites que el pensamiento de Dios se apodere de ti,
When you allow the thought of God to
De
take
ti.
hold of you,
que ya tú no sabes hablar por ti solo,
that you
sino
don't
por
know
lo
how
que
to
Él
talk no
dijo.
more on your own. If not, you talk what He said.
Uy, Dios mío, Sama Babaishira. ¿Sabe?
You know,
La fidelidad de Dios
the faithfulness of God
está basada
is based
en lo que Él habla.
in what He speaks.
Imagínate, Dios es tan poderoso que dijo, mira, te voy a ser fiel aunque tú seas infiel.
Imagine God is so powerful. He said, "I'm going to be faithful
Mira,
even if you're
mira el
unfaithful."
poder de Dios
Look at the power of God,
para que tú no te dejes acusar de nadie.
so that you don't allow yourself to be accused by
Le he
anyone.
sido infiel a Dios
Oh, I've been unfaithful to
antes
God.
de que le fueras infiel.
Before you were unfaithful.
Antes
Before
de que le fueras infiel,
you were unfaithful.
ya Él lo sabía.
He already knew it.
Él dijo, yo voy a ser fiel aunque ustedes sean
He
infieles.
said, "I'm going to be faithful even if you're
Entonces
unfaithful."
nosotros a veces queremos ser tan... Mira, por eso es que la
Sometimes we want to
religión
be so. That's why the religion
ha castrado tanto la mente de gente.
has castrated so much the minds of the
Los
people.
tiene paralizados
It has
porque viven
them
una
paralyzed.
religión mentalmente.
Because they are living a mental
Fallé, Dios no me va a
religion.
usar.
I
Fallé,
failed,
ya
God is
Dios
not
no
gonna
me
use me.
ama.
I failed,
Fallé,
God
ya
doesn't
Dios no
love
está
me.
conmigo.
I failed and God
Fallé,
is not
Dios
with
no va a
me.
hacer nada.
I failed, He's not going to do anything.
Eso es religión.
That's religion.
Eso es teología.
That's theology.
Claro, yo no te estoy diciendo ahora vete a pecar por ahí
And
y
I'm
haz lo
not
que te
saying
dé la
now go
gana.
and sin and do
No,
whatever you want.
no
No.
malinterprete.
Don't misunderstand.
Pero tú tienes que entender
But you need to understand
que cuando Dios hace una promesa, lo que tú tienes que permanecer
that when
firme.
God gives you a promise,
En
all you have to do is
carácter.
remain firm in character.
Había un pueblo allí
There were people there
que vivió en obediencia,
that lived in obedience.
pero hubo uno
But there was one
que no.
that didn't.
Porque todo, mira,
Because look,
¿cómo es posible
how is it possible
que el mismo mensajero,
that the same messenger,
escuche bien,
listen well,
le hablaba a todos
he would speak to
y
everyone,
unos cambiaban y otros no?
and some would change and others didn't.
¿Sabe? Allí todo el mundo vio el mar abrirse,
You know, there everybody saw the sea open.
¿sí o no?
Yes or no?
Vio caer el maná,
They saw the manna fall.
vio la nube,
They saw the
vio el
cloud,
fuego.
they saw the
O sea,
fire.
¿cómo es posible que a ti te impacte y a otro no?
So how is it possible that it impacts you and not others?
Porque mucha gente,
Because many people,
la Biblia lo
the
dice,
Bible says it.
tienen ojos y no ven,
They have eyes, but they don't see.
tienen oído y no
They
escuchan.
have ears, but they do not hear.
No te puedes basar,
You cannot base
es que aquellos no están cambiando. Mira, cuando
on,
tú
look,
te
those are not
encuentras
changing.
gente
Look, when you find yourself
que
with
dice,
people
es que todo es lo mismo,
that say, oh, it's that this is the same.
húyele,
Flee from them.
húyele,
Flee from
que
them.
esa persona mentalmente está
Because that person mentally
paralizada.
is paralyzed.
Cuando tú eres una persona que ves lo mismo todo
When
el
you're a
tiempo,
person that is seeing the same thing all the time,
esa persona
that person
no está viendo lo que Dios está haciendo.
is not seeing what God is doing.
Porque es imposible.
Because it's impossible.
Mira a ver si tú eres el mismo.
Let's see if you're the same
¿Tú
person.
estás más viejo que antes o
You're
no?
older than you were before or not.
¿Ah? Antes brincaba 6 escalones.
Before you could jump 6 steps.
Avanzaba si tenías prisa.
And you would hurry up if you were in a rush.
Ahora aquí yo tengo que
Now I
observar bien
have to observe
que no
you
vaya a
go
pisar
first
en falso.
for me not to take a wrong
Y
step.
son 2
And
escaloncitos.
it's only 2 steps.
¿Sí o no?
Yes or no?
Entonces, yo quiero que tú entiendas que muchos de ustedes
So I want you to understand that
han
many of
atrasado su promesa
you
porque
have
no,
delayed your promise
no han perseverado en
because
Dios.
you have not persevered in
No
God.
le han creído a Dios.
You have not believed God.
Fue tanto así que Dios vio a Caleb y dijo, este hombre hay que
And
darle.
it was so much that God saw Caleb
Mira,
and
alguien y
said, we
dile,
have
cuando
to give to
cuando
this
Dios
man.
ve algo en ti, Él te va a dar.
You know, look at somebody and say, when God sees something in you, He will give to you.
Mira,
Look,
este es el problema.
this is the problem.
Este es el problema. Ponme
This
la
is the
imagen,
problem.
por favor.
Put the image up.
Y esto no tan solo para la juventud.
And this is only for the youth.
No tan solo para la juventud,
Not only for the youth,
sino para todos.
if not for everyone.
Esta era la generación que trabajaba,
This was the generation that used
la
to
que
work.
hizo posible que los autos
The
existieran,
one that made possible for cars to exist,
que existieran las casas,
for houses to
que
exist,
existiera lo que tú y yo tenemos.
to what for what you and I have now.
Para
to
una
exist.
generación con tanta oportunidad y tanta queja que da.
For a generation with so many opportunities but so many complaints that
Esta
they
gente a veces no
give.
tenían ni
These
qué
people
comer.
sometimes didn't have what to eat.
Ahora, ahora todo un muchachito hay que terapia.
Now every young kid is they need
Hay
therapy.
que llevarlo a un psicólogo,
You
tiene
need to
problemas en la
take them to a
casa.
psychologist because they have problems at home.
Antes habían 2 terapistas,
Before there were 2 therapists.
2 nada más.
Only 2.
¿Ah?
Huh?
El psicólogo
The psychologist
y el consejero.
and the counselor.
O sea, cuando jalaban esa
When
cojea,
they would pull out that belt,
que tú veías la punta que hacía como...
that you would see the end of it go like, you would be like, oh.
Ah. ¿Sí o no?
Yes or no?
Eso está pasando en el evangelio.
And that's what's happening in the gospel.
Esos pentecostales
Those Pentecostals,
vivían de prueba en prueba y
they would live from
creyéndole a
trial
Dios.
to trial and they would believe God.
Había hora de entrada y no de salida.
There was a time to come in, but not a time to leave.
Ahora la gente viene tarde y se quiere ir temprano.
Now the people come late, but they want to leave early.
Le estamos buscando excusa a todo.
We are looking for excuses in everything.
Pero queremos las promesas de Dios.
But we want the promises of
Por
God.
eso te dije, no es tu
That's
comportamiento.
why I said it's not your behavior.
Mira, descalzo, a veces sin
You know,
ropa,
barefoot, sometimes without clothes,
falta de oportunidades.
lacking opportunities.
Oh, ay. ¿No se parece eso al evangelio?
Doesn't that seem like the gospel?
Ahora tenemos todo, aire
Now
acondicionado,
we
como
have it
decía el
all.
pastor.
We have air conditioning. We have it all, like the
Sillas
pastor would
cómodas.
say. We got comfortable chairs.
Aire acondicionado cuando hace calor, heater
We have
cuando
the
hace
air conditioner
frío.
when it's hot. We have the heater when it's cold.
Buenos baños,
We got good bathrooms.
agua, buen estacionamiento.
Water. We have a good parking lot.
Pero siempre hay una excusa.
But there's always an excuse.
Siempre hay algo que decir.
There is always something to say.
Se necesitan esos Josué y esos Caleb
We need those Joshuas and Calebs
que lo que van es a conquistar.
that what they're going to do is conquer.
Que están ansiosos que llegue el servicio.
Those that are anxious for the service to come.
Mira, yo he escuchado gente.
Look,
Oh,
I've heard people.
¿verdad que hoy hay servicio?
Oh, yeah, today there's service.
No estamos hablando de lo que a veces relajamos
And
con
we're not
eso, no.
talking about
Estoy hablando
those
de
that sometimes
gente
joke around with
seriamente
that.
que ha dicho,
But I'm talking about people that seriously have said,
¿verdad que hoy hay
oh,
servicio?
yeah, it's true. Today there's service.
Tú sabes, yo llevo 28 años
You know, I've been 28 years,
y siempre he deseado los días de servicio.
and I've always desired for the days of the services.
Siempre.
Always.
Entiendo que algo va a suceder un día.
I understand that something is going to happen one day.
Y yo tengo que saber esperar.
And I have to know how to wait.
La promesa de Caleb.
The promise of Caleb.
Una gran ocasión.
A great occasion.
45 años después.
45 years after.
Sin dar queja.
Without complaining.
Listo, firme.
Ready, firm.
Por eso cuando se conquista,
That's why when you conquer,
se conquista con gente
you conquer with people
que saben esperar.
that know how to wait.
Conquista cualquiera.
Conquering, anybody can conquer.
Es como mantener la conquista.
But it's how you maintain that conquering.
Es como decía cuando leí.
It's like I was saying when I
Hay
read.
gente que se le hace difícil
There's people that it becomes difficult for them
sacrificarse,
to sacrifice
perseverar,
themselves and persevere
dar lo mejor,
and give their best.
por lo menos 3 años
At least for 3 years.
en la inversión de su negocio,
In the investment of their
darlo
business.
todo.
Give it all.
pero invierten 40 años
But they will invest 40 years
trabajando para otro.
working for somebody else.
Tienen paciencia para eso.
They have patience for that.
Y ahorita te lo dije.
And I said it earlier.
Cuida tu cuerpo como si fueras a vivir
Take
eternamente.
care of your body like if you were to live eternally.
Pero cuida tu alma
But take care of your soul
como si te fuese a morir hoy.
like if you were to die today.
Una muerte hoy
A death today,
y te cojan fuera de
and
base.
for you to be caught out of base,
Te puede pasar como le va a pasar a Houston ahora.
it could happen to you like it's gonna happen to Houston now.
Oye, ¿sabe que todos los fanáticos de los Yankees, no todos, algunos, ahora
You know
son
that,
Houston?
the fans of the Yankees now, they're fans of the Houstons, of the
Sí, hay 2 o
Astros.
3 que
Yeah,
son
there's
Houston
2
ahora.
or 3 that now go to the Houston team.
Volvemos a Caleb.
Let's go back to Caleb.
Volvemos a Caleb.
Let's go back to Caleb.
Una bendición prometida. Mira a alguien y dile
A
una
promised
bendición
blessing.
prometida.
Look at somebody and say a promised blessing.
Gócese de la herencia.
Enjoy the inheritance.
Una entrada a Canaán.
An entrance into
Muchos de
Canaan.
ustedes están entrando a Canaán y no se
Many
están
of
dando
you
cuenta.
are entering into Canaan, but you're not noticing.
Muchos de ustedes su vida ha sido transformada y cambiada y no lo están viendo.
Many of you, your life has been transformed and changed, and you're not
Porque
seeing it.
todavía están hablando con gente que
Because you're
solamente saben hablar de fracaso.
Speaking with people that all they know how to speak is about failure.
Gente que solamente habla de queja.
People that only speak about complaints.
Tengo,
I have,
me pasa,
or this
no he
has happened,
podido.
I haven't been able.
Esa gente, hay una temporada.
Those people, there is a season.
Hay una
There's
temporada.
a season.
Josué mismo y Caleb se dieron
Joshua
cuenta.
and Caleb, they noticed.
Hay una temporada con
There's
lo
a
que te
season
leí.
with what I read
Que hay que
that you have to.
se quedan.
Oh, they're gonna stay
Porque el problema
because the problem
es el
is
siguiente.
the following:
¿Cuántos verdaderamente están perseverando?
how many are truly persevering?
¿Cómo es posible que aquí haya habido bendición y otros perecen?
How is it possible that here there's been blessings but others are perishing?
Pero me quieren echar la culpa a mí.
But they want to blame me.
La culpa no es mía,
It's not my fault.
la culpa es tuya.
The fault is yours.
Porque si Dios habla de crecimiento
Because if God speaks about
y otros
growth
se han atrevido,
and others have dared,
¿por qué tú no te has atrevido?
why haven't you dared?
Porque tú nunca quieres hacer más allá de lo que tú.
Because you never want to do more.
Yo estoy esperando que otro haga.
I'm waiting for somebody else to do.
Mientras tú esperas que otro haga,
And while you're waiting for somebody else to
tú
do,
estás perdiendo tiempo.
you're wasting time.
Hay un hombre que llegó a la compañía
There's a man that arrived to the company,
y el dueño llegó en un Lamborghini
and the owner arrived in a Lamborghini,
y el empleado le
and
dice,
the employee says,
¡Yandre, qué carrazo!
"Man, what a car!"
Y él le dice, mientras tú seas fiel, no falte y sigas trabajando duro, el año que viene tengo otro.
And he says, "While you're faithful, you're not absent, and you continue to work hard. Next year, I'll have another one."
¿Es una realidad o no?
It's a reality, yes
Y
or
no es que no
And
trabajemos,
it's
no
not
es
that we're
eso.
not gonna work, it's not
Pero es que
that.
tú tienes que trabajar con la mentalidad también de
But you
provocar
also
algo grande en
have
ti.
to work with the mentality of provoking something big in
No
you.
necesariamente tienes que ser un empresario,
Not necessarily you have to be an entrepreneur,
pero te puedes convertir en un inversionista.
but you can convert into an investor.
Puedes poner a correr.
You can start something and put it to
Tú no
run.
te has dado cuenta, hay empleados que se molestan
Haven't
cuando
you
el
noticed?
jefe no trabaja.
There's employees that get upset when the boss is not working.
Si el dueño no trabaja,
If the
ellos se
owner doesn't work,
molestan.
they get upset.
Te digo cuáles son esas mentalidades.
Do you want me to tell you what those mentalities are?
Las que nunca van a cambiar.
The ones that are never going to change.
¿Cómo tú te vas a molestar con el que te da trabajo?
How are you going to get upset with the one that gives you a job?
Es que es imposible.
It's impossible.
¿Cómo me voy a molestar
How am I going to get upset
con que el hombre que se atrevió a invertir?
with the man that dared to invest?
Yo he escuchado gente que
I've
trabaja
heard
en
people
Amazon.
that they work in Amazon.
Mientras yo estoy aquí, él está en un yate.
Oh, while I'm here, he's in a yacht.
¿Y qué tú quieres? ¿Que él esté contigo en la polea?
But what do you want? For him to be there with you at the belt?
O sea, que el dueño de Amazon venga a empacar cajas
You
contigo.
want the owner of Amazon to come and pack boxes with you?
Cuando él invirtió todo lo que tenía, ¿tú estabas allí?
When he invested everything that he had, were you there?
¿Le habrá alguien prestado algo de ustedes?
Did any of you lend him something?
Ustedes se molestan.
But you get upset.
Pero ¿y cómo tú te vas a molestar si gracias a que ese atrevido
But how are you going to get upset thanks to that daring
hizo lo
person
que hizo?
that he did what he did?
Miles de personas hoy pueden llevar comida
Thousands of people today can take
a la
food
mesa a su familia.
to the table for their people, for their
Entonces no
family.
debemos de molestarnos con gente así.
So we should not get upset with people like that.
Hay veces que se molestan
There's times that they get upset
porque mientras ellos están trabajando tú estás mirando
because while they're working, you're just watching.
y tú vas a estar ahí todo el día.
Are you going to be there all day?
Bueno, ¿quién paga? ¿Tú a mí o yo a
Well,
ti?
who pays? Do you pay me or do I pay you?
¿Ves la diferencia?
Do you see the difference?
Eso sucedió.
That happened.
Y usted dirá, pastor, ¿por qué lo trae así?
And you might say,
Porque,
but Pastor, why are you bringing it
porque
like
si
this?
me voy todo teología y
Because
mucha
if I
Biblia te
go
quedas igual.
all theology and a lot of Bible, you're
Entonces
going to
estoy
stay the same.
tratando de que tú entiendas
So I'm trying for
que
you to
Dios
understand
te dio una promesa
That God gave you a
donde
promise
te iba a prosperar,
where he was gonna prosper
donde te iba a hacer gente,
he was
donde
gonna
iba a
make
hacer
you
cosas
people. He
grandes.
was going to do big things with you.
Pero es que tú no quieres cambiar tu
But it's
mentalidad.
that you don't want to change your mentality.
Entonces hay cosas que no se van a lograr
So there's things
en
that are
2
not going to be
años.
accomplished in 2 years.
A veces hay injusticia,
Sometimes there is injustice.
pero a veces que somos irresponsables.
But sometimes it's that we're irresponsible.
¿Sí o no?
Yes or no?
Llegas tarde todos los días al trabajo.
You arrive late every day to your job.
Pero este día
But
en
this
específico
particular day,
llegas tarde
you
porque
arrive late
hay tráfico, hay un
because there's
tapón,
traffic,
hubo un accidente.
there was an accident.
Si te votan ese día,
If you get fired that day,
tú dices que el jefe es injusto
you say that your boss is unjust
porque no fue tu culpa.
because it wasn't your
Y las
fault.
otras 30
But how
tardanzas,
about the other 30 late times that you arrived?
¿dónde están esas otras 30?
Where are the other 30? Huh?
Ok, ese día hubo tapón, no hay
Okay,
problema, hubo un
that day there was
accidente.
traffic,
No es tu
problem. It was
culpa.
an accident. It's not your fault.
Pero las otras
But how
30,
about the other 30 late times that you arrived?
hay un problema.
There's a problem.
Mira a alguien y dile, siempre va a haber bendición para el que es fiel.
Look at somebody and say, there's always going to be a blessing for that one that is faithful.
Siempre.
Always.
Escúchame bien lo que te estoy diciendo.
Listen well to what I'm saying.
Siempre
There's
va a haber
always
bendición
going to
para el que es
be
fiel.
A blessing for that one that is faithful.
Siempre.
Always.
Por más que te envidien,
No
por
matter
más
how
que te
envious they can be,
critiquen,
no
por
matter
más
how they
celo que la
criticize,
gente
no
pueda
matter how
tener,
jealous the people can be,
si le eres fiel a Él,
if you are faithful to him,
tu bendición está de camino.
your blessing is on its way.
Mira, alguien dile, yo la tengo de camino, yo la tengo, yo la tengo, yo la tengo, yo la tengo.
Mine is on its way.
Una vez yo dije de aquí,
I once said from here,
Señor,
Lord,
tú eres el responsable, tienes que pagar estos biles tú.
you are the one responsible. You have to pay these bills.
Y alguien se atrevió a decirme,
And somebody
oh,
dared
tú
to
quieres
say,
mandar a Dios.
oh, you want to rule God?
Dije, no, no es que yo
And I
quiero
said,
mandar a
no,
Dios.
it's not that I want to rule God.
Es que yo no me llamé al ministerio.
It's that I didn't call myself into the ministry.
Entonces si él me mete en este
So
revolú,
if he puts me into this mess,
entonces, exacto. Entonces, no es que todo tú, no, pero es que, Señor, ven acá.
it's not that I'm going to be like, it's all you, but I'm going to say, Lord, come
Yo no
here.
era un vividor, un vagoneta.
You know, I wasn't one that was living off of
Yo
somebody
trabajaba.
else. I wasn't lazy. I used
Tú
to
me
work.
traes aquí.
You brought me here.
Señor, esto es carísimo.
You know, Lord, this is very expensive.
Con un solo bill aquí, uno
You know,
solo.
just one bill alone.
De la
here,
luz
one.
aquí.
The electricity bill.
Se le paran los pelos a uno.
Your hairs are going to stand up if you see it.
Mira a alguien y dile, la bendición prometida
Look at somebody and say, the promised
va a
blessing
llegar.
is going to come.
Tiene que
It
llegar.
has to come.
La memoria de aquella promesa.
The memory of that promise.
No te olvides de lo que Dios te prometió.
Don't forget what God promised you.
No te olvides.
Don't forget.
Hay promesas que Dios me ha hecho que se están cumpliendo ahora.
There's promises that God has done to me that they are being fulfilled
Pero están
now.
cayendo como anillo al dedo
But they are falling in the perfect moment.
porque no tengo las fuerzas que tenía antes.
Because I don't have the strength that I had before.
Ahora es que yo digo, muchacho, ahora es que él, fíjate
Now
de
I
eso.
say, man, now it is. Forget
Tal
about
vez
it.
la desesperación.
Probably the desperation.
Pero Caleb no la olvidó.
But Caleb did not forget.
Siempre estuvo él cumpliendo su
He
trabajo,
was
aunque
always
la promesa no
fulfilling
había
his
llegado.
job, even though the promise had not come yet.
Cuando tú te rindes en medio de tu promesa, tú la atrasas.
When you surrender in the middle of your promise, you delay it.
Porque eso sí va a pasar, se va a atrasar
Because
si
that will
tú
happen.
te detienes
It will
también.
delay if you stop.
Entonces ese atraso es el que te va a traer frustración.
And that delay is the one that's going to bring you frustration.
¿Se había cumplido todo aquel castigo, sí o no?
All of that punishment had been fulfilled, yes or no?
Los 10 otros espías
The 10 other spies,
entraron.
did they enter?
No.
No.
¿Recibieron promesa?
Did they
No.
receive promises? No.
Hablaron mal.
They spoke bad.
Asustaron a la
They
gente.
scared the people.
Mire,
Look,
mire.
look
mire,
at this.
mire.
Look at this.
El gobierno que existe hoy
The government that exists today
lo puso gente
was placed by people.
simplemente por unas falsas promesas que él hizo.
And they placed the people because simply of false promises that he did.
Eso fue todo.
That's all
Le
that happened.
jugó con la necesidad mental a la gente.
He was playing with the mental necessity of the people.
El otro gobierno,
The other government,
como es medio, habla medio estrujado,
because he would speak a little disrespectful.
mucha gente se molestó.
Many people
Él habla
got
muy
upset.
estrujado.
Oh,
Como
he
si
speaks very
yo a veces si él te llamara a ti,
Like if he were to call you.
si tú estuvieras hablando con él por
Like if you
teléfono.
were the one talking over the phone with him.
No, a mí no me gusta cómo él habla y no voy a votar por él.
I don't like how he talks and I'm not going to vote for him.
O si el otro hablara también.
Like if the other one spoke so well.
¿Sabe?
You know,
Caleb sabía que era su promesa.
Caleb knew that it was
Mira a alguien y
his
dile,
promise.
yo sé cuál es mi
Look at
promesa.
somebody and say, I know what my promise is.
Por eso yo no dependo de la política.
That's why I don't depend on politics.
Claro, tengo que estar atento.
And of course, I got to be attentive.
Porque lo que hay allí enfrente
Because what is there in the front of us
me puede atrasar muchas cosas a mí como ser humano.
can delay a lot of things for me as a human being.
Pero yo dependo de Dios.
But I depend on God.
Cuando yo fui a votar, yo le oré a Dios.
When
Yo
I
no
went
miré
to
qué partido
vote,
es el mejor,
I
qué
prayed
esto,
to
qué
God. I didn't
aquello.
look at what political poll was better, what this or what the other.
Señor, ¿qué
Lord,
tú quieres que yo
What
haga?
do you want me to
Esto
do?
y esto y esto.
This, and this.
Le dije a mi corillo,
And I said to my group,
ustedes tienen.
you have to.
Me parecía ahí como a Pablo Escobar.
I seemed there like Pablo Escobar.
Ustedes tienen que votar por esto,
I said,
esto,
you
esto
have
y
to vote
esto.
for this, and this.
Porque así dijo Dios.
Because this is how God said.
Eso es todo.
That's it.
Mientras tú le seas obediente a Dios.
while you're obedient to God.
Pero como el otro prometió villas y
But
Castilla,
because the other one promised many things,
lo que le faltó fue decir, y yo aumentaré la vagancia en este país.
all he had to say was, and I will increase the laziness in this country.
Los vividores crecerán.
You know, those that like to live off of the government, they will grow.
Los que están trabajando,
Those that are working,
esos van a trabajar para ti.
they're going to work for you now.
Eso fue lo que le faltó decir.
That's all he was missing to say.
Me parece que estoy incomodando.
It seems to me like I'm making people uncomfortable.
Me parece que allá en la internet hay
It
gente
seems
haciendo
to me
ay.
like over there on the internet, there's
Ay,
people that are
esto
going
pica,
like,
esto pica.
Oh, this makes me itch.
Tomar decisiones sin hablar con Dios,
Making decisions without speaking to God.
tú serás responsable de las consecuencias.
You will be responsible for the consequences.
Por eso puede pasar lo que pase
That's why no matter what happens,
y yo me siento tranquilo en mi
I
silla
sit calmly at my chair
y le digo,
and I say,
yo hice lo que tú
I did what you
dijiste.
said to do.
Y cuando uno hace lo que Él
And when
dice,
you do what he says for you to do,
Él te va a respaldar.
he is going to support you.
¿Sí o no?
Yes or no?
Él te va a
He
respaldar.
will support you.
Cuando Caleb vio que aquellos 10 no habían conquistado,
When Caleb saw that those 10 had not conquered,
él dijo, mi promesa avanza.
he said, my promise is
Mi
advancing.
promesa avanza
My promise
y
is
se va a
advancing, and
cumplir.
it's going to be fulfilled.
Ya yo estoy en Canaán.
I'm already in Canaan.
Y él dijo que lo que yo tocara
And
con
he
mi
said that
pie,
whatever I touched with
había
my
un
feet,
lugar que era
there
mío.
was a place that was mine.
Estaba vivo, estaba fuerte.
He was alive, he was strong.
Ahora le tocaba demandar.
Now he had to demand.
Ahora le tocaba reclamar.
Now he had to
Mira a
claim.
alguien y dile, llegará tu momento de
Look at
reclamar.
somebody and say, your moment of claiming
No,
will
es que tú
come.
tienes que creer, es que ese es el
You have to
problema.
believe it. That's the problem.
Tú quieres escuchar.
You want to hear.
Tú tienes que dejar de escuchar lo que a ti te conviene. Tú
You
tienes
stop-
que escuchar lo que es la
You
palabra.
have to stop hearing what is convenient for you and start listening to
No,
what
yo
the
quiero
word
que el
is.
Señor me hable esto.
Oh, I
Que
want
te
the
hable
Lord to speak
qué.
this to me. To speak to you what?
Que te hable qué.
To speak what?
Que te pase la mano.
To just pat you
No,
on the
no,
back?
no, 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 no.
no.
Hay una firmeza en él.
There's a firmness in him.
Mira a alguien y dile, yo voy a demandar,
Look at
voy a
somebody and
reclamar,
say, I'm going to demand and I'm going to claim.
voy a hacer una petición.
I'm going to make a petition.
Uy. Caleb hizo una petición.
Caleb, he did a petition.
Fue una demanda respetuosa, ¿sí o no?
It was a respectful demand. Yes or no?
Yo me imagino que Josué y Caleb eran panas.
I imagine that Joshua and Caleb were buddies.
Yo
They
me
were
imagino
friends.
esos dos hombres mirándose a la cara.
I imagine
Papi,
those
si
two
tú
men
te unes
looking at one
conmigo no nos
another
para
into their
nadie.
face. If you unite with me, nobody's going to stop.
No necesito multitud,
I don't
necesito
need a
uno que
multitude.
crea.
I need one that believes.
Oh my God. Tú no necesitas multitudes para
You don't
alcanzar
need
cosas.
multitudes to be able to reach things.
Tú necesitas al Señor a tu favor.
You need the Lord in your favor.
Tus promesas no llegan por las conexiones.
Your
Tu
promises
promesa
don't
no
come
llega
because of
por
the
aquello,
connections.
por
Your
lo otro.
promises don't come because of this or that.
Tu promesa llega
Your promise comes
porque Él lo dijo.
because he said it.
Josué era su compañero,
Joshua was
era
his
su amigo.
companion, his friend.
pero Caleb sabía
But Caleb knew
que él era el jefe.
that he was the boss.
Uy. Cuando tú vayas a reclamar una petición,
When you're going to claim a petition,
ten cuidado
be careful
a quién le vayas a hablar
who you're going to speak to
y cómo le vayas a hablar.
and how you're going to speak.
Caleb le podía decir, papi,
Caleb could have said,
¿qué
man,
está pasando?
what's going on?
Aquí nos matamos los dos.
Here, both of us killed ourselves for this.
Aquí yo creí
You know,
también.
here I believe too.
No.
No.
Él le dijo,
He said,
Josué,
Joshua,
¿te acuerdas la promesa que hizo el hombrazo de Dios?
do you remember the promise that the great man of God did?
Le metió rápido a Moisés para
He
que,
quickly put Moses
pues si se le
into
había
it,
olvidado.
you know, just in case he had forgotten.
¿Tú te acuerdas que tú y yo
Do you
guerríamos
remember
juntos?
that you and I were warriors
Porque
together?
ambos éramos sometidos a
Because
Moisés,
we were both submitted to Moses.
el que Dios le hablaba.
The one that God would
¿Sabes? Como
speak
que
to.
le trató
Like he
de,
was
por si
trying
acaso.
to, you know, just in case.
Le habló con franqueza,
He
pero con
spoke
respeto.
frankly, but with respect.
Léalo, ¿te lo
Read
leí
it.
sí o no?
It says it, yes or no?
Le digo, yo me mantuve fiel
He said, I remain faithful
aunque la gente no fue fiel.
although the people were not faithful.
Un momento oportuno.
An opportune moment.
Josué estaba contento.
Joshua was happy.
Josué habían vencido ya 31 reyes.
They had already defeated 31
¿Qué clase de conquistadores?
What a conqueror, right?
¿Te sale o te sacamos? Tú eliges.
Either you get out or we're going to take you out. You choose.
Josué mandaba mensajes al frente.
Joshua
Dile
would
que
send
venimos.
messengers ahead. Tell them that
Como
we're
lo hacía
coming,
David.
like David would do.
Dile que vamos a llegar allí, que
Tell
ellos
them
tienen
that
dos
we're gonna
opciones.
arrive there. They have two options.
Cuando lleguemos estén rendidos
When we
o si quieren
arrive,
pelear.
they have to already have surrendered, or do they want to fight?
¿Sabe? La gente que conquista no lo asusta la
You
política.
know, the people that conquer, they're not scared by politics.
La gente que va a hablar con autoridad, el
The people that are gonna
gobierno
speak with
no lo
authority.
asusta.
The government does not scare them.
¿Cuántos conocen la tienda?
How many of you know the store?
¿A ti te gusta?
The one that
Que
you
yo te
like.
dije lo que hizo el dueño.
Hobby Lobby?
Hobby
Lobby.
Lobby.
The
¿Cuántos
store,
han escuchado
Hobby
esa
Lobby.
tienda?
How many of you have known about that store?
El dueño
The owner of the store,
entregó todo.
he gave it all.
Ahora. Hace
Now.
nada.
This happened not too long
Digo,
ago.
me voy a quedar más que con 1,000 millones.
He said, I'm just going to stay with 1,000 million,
Pero voy a entregar todo.
but I'm going to give it
Porque
all.
todo esto que se está moviendo
Because all of this that
de
is
dar
moving
derechos
around,
que realmente no son derechos.
of giving rights that truly are
Sígame
not
la cartita, sígame la cartita.
Follow me here with what I'm trying to say.
De adoptar cosas que son inmorales.
Of adapting things that are immoral.
Yo prefiero servirle a Dios con
I
integridad.
prefer to serve God with integrity.
Y entregó sus miles de
And he
tiendas
gave his thousands of stores
que genera
that generate
aproximadamente
approximately
3 millones
3 million
por hora.
per hour.
¿Qué tú crees de eso?
What do you think about that?
¿Ah? Pero solo Dios,
But only God,
solo la gente que le cree a Dios.
only the people that believe
Él
God.
dijo, todo lo que tengo me lo ha dado Dios.
He said, everything that I have, God has given
No
to me.
puedo perder lo que ha alcanzado él
I
íntegramente, su
cannot lose
carácter,
what I have reached with integrity, with my character,
por la gente.
because of the people.
Lo que es malo y se acabó.
What is bad, and that's it.
Lo que la Biblia dice que no
What the
sirve,
Bible
no sirve y
says
se acabó.
that is useless, and that's it.
31 reyes.
31
¿Sabe?
kings.
Que Caleb también sabía.
You know, Caleb also knew.
Yo no voy a hablar con un pescado.
I'm not going to talk with just any person.
Porque José fue el que incitó a Caleb.
Because Joshua was the one that enticed Caleb.
Papi, tú y yo.
Man, you and I.
Tú y yo.
You and I.
Vamos a hacerle fiel a
We're
Moisés.
gonna be faithful
Vamos a
to
hacerle
Moses.
fiel a Dios.
We're gonna
Vamos a
be
decir
faithful to
lo
God.
que es,
We're gonna say
lo
what
que
it is,
vimos.
what we saw.
Oh my God. Tan bueno cuando tú tienes gente así a tu
So
alrededor.
good when you have people like that around you.
Cuando tú tienes gente que te dice, ¿para qué
When
te
you
vas a
have
rendir
people
lindo?
that say, why are you gonna
¿Va a seguir con esa
surrender
changuería? ¿Va a seguir
You're
con esa
gonna
bobera?
continue with that childishness?
¿Va a
You're
seguirle
gonna
lo mismo?
continue with that foolishness? You're gonna
Oh
continue
my
to be
God.
in
No, a
the
mí
same.
me gusta la gente así.
I like the people that
A mí me
are
gusta
like
que me digan, tú
I
naciste
like
para
for them to
conquistar.
say to me, you were born to conquer.
Tú naciste para
You
progresar.
were born to progress.
Tú naciste para
You
cambiar.
were born to
Tú
change.
naciste para ser
You
alguien
were born to
diferente.
be somebody
Tú
different.
naciste
You
para
were
alcanzar
born
lo mejor.
to reach the best.
Uy. Oh my God.
My God.
Tan bueno cuando a mí me lo han dicho
They've
montones de
said it to
veces.
me many times.
A la changuería y ponte a hacer lo que tienes que
Stop
hacer
that
y ya.
childishness and start doing what you have to do, and that's it.
Fíjate, a mí la palabra changuería
You know, the word childish,
yo la miro positivamente.
I look at it like positively.
Porque me están dejando saber,
Because they're letting me know
ese no eres tú.
that's not
Tú
you.
eres un conquistador.
You're a conqueror.
Ese no eres tú.
That's not you.
Tú naciste para vencer.
You were
Tú
born
naciste para
to
estar arriba.
to
Tú na-
conquer, to be on the
Oh
top.
my God, yo no sé si tú quieres recibirlo,
I
si
don't
lo
know if you
recibes
want to
bien y si no
receive it. If you
también.
receive it, that's fine. And if you don't, that's fine too.
Ya estaban haciendo las reparticiones.
They were already, you know, giving out what they were going to give out.
Y Caleb calladito,
And Caleb was quiet.
sin anticiparse,
He wasn't anticipating
sin
himself.
ser
He
egoísta,
wasn't being selfish.
esperando.
He was just waiting.
Porque él no tan solo le había creído a Josué,
Not only did he believe
él
Joshua,
sabía de la integridad de
he
Josué,
knew about the integrity of Joshua.
pero Caleb estaba parado en Dios.
But Caleb was standing in God.
Él parece que lo miraba y
It seems
yo
like
voy
he
a
would look
hablar.
and say, you know, I'm going to
Y
speak.
cuando yo hable,
And when I speak,
es mejor que tú saques la cara por mí.
it's better for you to bring your face out.
Es
for me.
mejor que tú hagas algo.
It's better for you to do
Es
something.
mejor que tú te atrevas.
It's better for you to
Pero
dare.
él se acercó con respeto.
But he approached respectfully.
Él miró, este es mi pana.
He looked and said, this is my
Cuando
brother.
la gente sabe respetar tu autoridad,
When the people know
conquistan.
how to respect your authority, they will conquer.
No, eso es fácil. Mira, usted me quiere respetar, me respeta, y si no
Look,
también.
that's easy. If
Yo
you
voy a
want to
seguir
respect me, you can
conquistando.
respect me. If you don't have to respect me. But I'm going to continue to
El
conquer.
problema es
The problem is
que hay gente
that there's people
que no se da cuenta
that don't
que tú has
notice
llegado donde has llegado porque alguien
that you have reached where you have reached because someone
te llevó allí.
took you there.
Lo que pasa es que se te olvida cómo llegaste
What
allí.
happens is that you forget
Que
how you
nunca, mira a
arrived
alguien,
there.
dile que nunca se te olvide
Look
cómo
at
llegaste
somebody
donde estás.
and say, don't ever forget how you made it to where you're at.
Que no se te olviden las batallas, que no
Don't
se te
forget
olviden
the
las
battles.
peleas,
Don't forget
que no
the
se te
fights.
olvide la
Don't
palmadita,
forget,
que
you know,
no
the
se
pat
te
on the back.
olvide.
Don't forget.
Uy. Me gusta porque cuando va a conquistar le dice
I like it because when he's
a
going to conquer,
Josué,
he says to Joshua,
hoy no necesito gente,
oh, and I don't need people.
lo que es mío lo voy a conquistar
What is
yo.
mine, I'm going to
Caleb era
conquer.
un guerrero.
Caleb is a warrior.
Y después le dijo, tengo 85,
And then he said, I am
pero estoy como
85,
un cañón.
but I'm like a cannon.
No estoy dormido por las
I'm
esquinas.
not falling asleep around the corners.
Le digo, me gusta pelearme. Y ay,
said,
le digo,
"I like
ay,
to
para
fight."
guerrear todavía estoy igual,
And he
papi.
said, and to be a warrior, I'm still the
Léelo.
same, man.
Le digo,
Read
todavía
it.
arranco cabeza.
He said, I still tear heads off.
¿Sabes? Cuando dejo de orar y voy a pelear,
You know, when
todavía
I
las
stop praying
arranco
and I go to the fight, I still tear them off.
a los 85 años.
At 85 years old.
Uy. Dios mío.
My God.
No le pidió ya lo que estaba conquistado, lo
He
fácil.
didn't ask for what was already conquered, what was easy. No.
Aquel país era de gigantes donde él iba a ir a conquistar.
The country where he was going
Yo
to go to
lo que
conquer was
pasa
of
es que quiero la
giants.
montaña.
He said, no, I want the mountainside.
Hoy no te preocupes.
Oh, and don't worry.
No tienes que darme gente.
You don't have to give me
El
people.
Señor va conmigo.
The Lord is
Oh,
going
my
with
God. Cuando tú sabes que Dios va
When
contigo,
you know that God is going with you.
cuando tú sabes que Dios va
When you
contigo,
know that God is going with you.
nada te va a desenfocar.
Nothing is going to get you
Jesus.
unfocused.
Uy, 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 uy. No le pide al pueblo que lo ayude, mira, para que me den una
He
manita.
didn't ask the people to help them. Oh, look, give me a hand here.
¿Sabe?
You know,
Son pocos los que saben lanzarse a la conquista.
it's only a few those that know how to launch themselves to the conquering.
La mayoría de los que han conquistado.
The majority of the ones that have conquered.
Uy, dame leerte esto. Mira,
Wait, let me read this.
dame leerte.
Let me read this.
Esto es un poco fuerte, pero.
This is a little bit hard, but
A ver si lo encuentro porque tengo tantos que.
let me see if I can find it because I have so
Fácil, míralo ahora.
many. Easy, look at this.
Los ricos en el mundo son.
The rich in the world are,
Mira el que está a tu lado y la atiende bien.
look at the one that's next to you and say, pay attention.
El 74% son empresarios.
74 are entrepreneurs.
El 12% son inversionistas.
12% are investors.
El 8% son deportistas.
8% are sports people.
4% son artistas.
4% are famous celebrities.
El 2% son
2%
inventores
are people that invent,
que inventan cosas.
that invent things.
El 0%
The 0%
son empleados.
are employees.
Esas son las estadísticas. Eso no
Those
lo digo
are
yo.
the statistics. I'm not the one saying this.
Es que tú no puedes llegar a ser rico
It's that you cannot make it to be rich
haciendo lo mismo.
doing the same.
Por eso tú necesitas alguien que transforme tu pensamiento.
That's why you need somebody that's going to transform your
Tú
thoughts.
necesitas alguien que te diga,
You need
así no te
somebody
puedes
that says,
quedar, tienes
you
que
cannot stay like that.
empeñarte más,
You
esfuérzate
gotta
más.
put more effort and be more eager to
Cuando
do
te
it.
encuentres con gente que te desanima, corre porque te quedarás con ellos.
When you find yourself with people that are discouraging,
¿Se
just
acuerda
run
lo que
because
le
if not,
dije?
you're going to stay with them.
Si te juntas con 5 vagos,
Remember what I said? If you get together with 5
tú
lazy
serás el
ones,
sexto.
you're going to be the 6th one.
Si te juntas con 5 que no quieren
If
sacrificarse,
you get together with 5 that do not want to sacrifice
tú serás el
themselves,
sexto.
you're going to be the 6th one.
Si te juntas con 5 criticones,
If you get together with 5
el
criticizers,
sexto criticón serás tú.
the 6th one will be you.
Tú tienes que juntarte con la gente que te diga cómo tú lo hiciste.
You have to get together with the people that are going to say,
¿Cómo tú
how
te
did you do
atreves a
it?
hacer eso?
How do you dare to do
¿Cómo
that?
tú le creíste
How
a Dios
did
de
you
esa
believe
forma?
God in that
¿Cómo
way?
tú te atreves a
How
hacer
did you
cosas
dare to
que
do
otros
things
no se atreven?
that others have not dared?
Dios te prometió.
God promised for you.
28 años atrás nos lo dijo a mi Aeda.
28 years ago, he said it
Los
to me.
voy a
and
llevar a la cima.
I'm gonna take
Los
you to
voy
the
a hacer
summit.
algo
I'm
grande.
gonna make you something big.
28 años
28
atrás.
years ago.
No ayer.
Not yesterday.
No se moleste cuando yo prospere.
Don't get upset when I prosper.
Es un precio que he pagado.
It's a price that I have paid.
Mientras tú sacaste tiempo
While you were taking time out
y usaste el evangelio de part-time,
and you used the gospel as a part-time,
yo metía overtime.
I was putting overtime into it.
Es la diferencia.
You see, that's the difference.
¿Sí me entendió o no me
Did you
entendió?
understand me or not?
Tú eras algunas seasons.
You were for some seasons.
Yo era las 4.
I was in all 4 seasons.
Pastor.
Pastor.
No, es que
No,
tú
no.
no puedes hablar de conquistas
It's
si
that
no
you
lo has
cannot talk
hecho.
about conquering if you have not done
Entonces te
it.
está hablando alguien que entiende lo que Caleb y Josué
The one that
hicieron.
is speaking to you understands what Joshua and Caleb did.
Uy, eso no le pasó a Eliseo.
Didn't it happen to Elijah?
Yo quiero que tú me des lo que tú tienes.
I want you to give me what you have.
Elías se la puso bien fácil.
And Elijah put it very easy.
Bien fácil.
Very easy.
Si me ves cuando me lleven,
If you see me when I am taken,
te la doy.
I'll give it to you.
No se la puso difícil.
You think he hardly didn't put
Lo
it
que él tenía
difficult?
que ser paciente.
All he had to do was be patient.
Le voy a dar una asignación.
I'm going to give you some homework.
Busquen cuánto duró Elías.
Look for how long
Y
Elijah
Eliseo ahí
lasted.
detrás, ahí.
And
ahí,
Elisha was
ahí,
there after him,
ahí,
and after
día y
him, and
noche.
after him, day and night.
¿Ah? Elías se enfermaba y
Elijah
Eliseo
would get
decía,
sick, and Elisha would say,
no sé si orar por él.
I don't know if I should pray for him.
Él siempre oraba y lo cuidaba.
He would always pray and always take
Si
care
se
of him.
muere aquí,
But he would
pues
say, but if he dies, here it is. I'm
te
gone.
fuiste y como no puedes tirar
You
el manto,
left,
yo lo cojo.
and because you can't throw the cloak, the mantle, I'll just take it.
Mira a alguien y dile, tienes que saber lanzarte.
Look at somebody and say, you have to know how to launch yourself.
Oh, y déjame decirte
Oh,
algo.
and let me say something.
El de McDonald's,
The guy of McDonald's,
el de la línea Colgate,
the man of the Colgate brand,
el de Texlax,
the guy from Tesla,
se tardaron sobre 30 y pico. Muchos perdieron mucho tiempo,
they took above 30 something. Many of them wasted a lot of time,
pero tenían algo,
but they had something.
no se cansaban.
They didn't get tired.
Y se ministraban ellos mismos.
And they would minister to their own
Yo no
selves.
nací para estar así.
I was not born to be like this.
El problema es
The problem
que cuando
is
tú escuchas una mente
That when you hear a mind
que le molesta el progreso de otro,
that gets bothered by somebody else's progress,
lo primero que empiezan a ver
the first
negativo
thing
del progreso de
that they
otro.
do is start talking negative of somebody else's progress.
Sencillo.
Simple.
Porque el progreso de otro
Because somebody else's progress.
le es, lo digo,
Do you want me to say it?
desenmascara sus condiciones.
It takes off the mask off of their conditions.
Eso es todo.
That's all.
Por eso cuando un hombre entra en unción,
That's why when a man enters into
lo
anointing,
quieren apagar.
they want to shut them down.
Porque la unción
Because the anointing,
expone
it will
la
expose
condición de otro.
the condition of others.
Le dijo, yo quiero lo mío.
He said, I want what is mine.
Estaba inspirado en fe.
He was inspired in faith.
Le dijo, ay, yo no vengo a pedir ayuda.
He said, no, I didn't come to look for help.
Él
He
está conmigo.
is with me.
Él me va a entregar las montañas.
He will give me
Yo
the
quiero
mountains.
esas montañas,
I
donde
want
están los
those
gigantes.
mountains,
Yo
where
quiero
the
lo
giants are.
difícil.
I want what is difficult.
La posesión es una herencia. Mira a alguien y dile,
The
lo que es
possession is
mío
an
es mío.
inheritance. Look at somebody and say, what is mine is mine.
Lo que es mío es mío.
What is mine is mine.
Porque tú sabes lo que pasa.
Because you know what happens?
Y escribe esto para que vaya y estudies eso.
And you could write this down so that you could
Hay
study.
una diferencia entre propiedad y posesión.
There's a difference between property and possession.
Cuando tú puedes poseer,
When you can possess,
ni siquiera lo tienes que tocar.
you don't even have to touch it.
Lo que Dios dijo que es tuyo,
What God said that is
tú
yours,
lo vas a conquistar.
you will conquer.
Por eso de vez en cuando los matrimonios tienen que sacudirse el uno al otro.
That's why the matrimonies have to shake one another
Por
off sometimes.
eso una mujer que sabe edificar,
That's why a woman that knows how to edify,
cuando ve al marido haciendo lo mismo, le dice, tú no te
when she
cansas de
sees her
hablar lo
husband
mismo
doing the
over
same
and
thing,
over
she says
and
to him,
over
don't you get
and
tired
over
of saying the same
and
thing
over.
over and over, una y otra vez,
¿Tú no
una
te
y
das
otra vez?
cuenta que todo el mundo sabe que tú no quieres conquistar?
Don't you notice that everybody knows that you don't want to
Si
conquer?
yo te estoy aceptando es porque te amo.
If I'm accepting you, it's because I love
Pero
you.
ya tienes que dejar de hablar y hacer.
But you have to stop talking and now start doing.
Oh my God.
Mi Dios.
A mí cada rato me lo hacían.
They used to do it to me every now
¿O
and
te vas a
then.
desanimar ahora?
Oh, you're going to get discouraged now?
Porque el domingo yo te estaba mirando.
Because on Sunday I was looking
Eso era
at
al
you.
principio, ¿verdad? A los
You know,
años
this was
atrás
in
ya
the
no.
beginning, years ago, not
El
now.
domingo yo te vi,
On
muchacho, y
Sunday
dije,
I
lo que
was
le
looking
falta
at
es
you.
ala para que
And I
vuele.
said, wow, all he's missing is wings so that he could
Que se
fly.
traiga entonces el micrófono para casa.
You know, he should bring that microphone to the house.
Porque a lo mejor este es que le da fuerza a
Because
gente.
probably this one is the one that gives the strength to the people.
¿Por qué estás desanimado?
Why are you discouraged?
No, los problemas. Pues
Oh,
entonces
no,
no
the
hables de allá al
problems.
frente con
Well,
mucho,
don't talk from
con
up
mucho
there
corazón de
with a
guerrero.
lot of a heart of a warrior.
Hay mujeres que se tienen que despertar y
There's
decirle al
women that have to
marido,
wake up and say to the
tú
husband,
estás entre los 10,
you are amongst those 10.
tú estás entre los 10 espías.
You're amongst those 10 spies.
Métete al corillo de Josué y de Caleb.
Get into the group
Oh
of
my
Joshua and
God.
Caleb.
Uy. Yo no estoy diciendo que exija lo que él no puede dar.
And I'm not saying that you should demand what he cannot give to you.
¿Sí me sigue?
Are you following
Sí,
me?
porque hay mujeres
Yes, because there's women
que se enchulan de alguien.
that they fall in love with somebody.
¿Cómo se dice eso?
How do you say that?
Enchulation. No sé. No, porque amor se oye lindo, ¿eh?
Yeah, because love sounds too cute. They're infatuated.
Un aplauso a Nilda, un aplauso. El muchacho se gana 10 o 15 dólares la hora.
But the young man only gets paid $10 or $15 an hour.
Pero cuando se casan,
But when they get married,
quieren vivir como si se hubieran casado con un ingeniero,
they
un
want to
arquitecto,
live like if they would have gotten married with an engineer or an architect
un cirujano de corazón.
or a heart surgeon.
Sí, porque
Yes,
a ella
because
se le olvida que le vienen a exigir.
they forget that now they're coming to demand.
Nena, a ti se te olvidó que lo que yo me gano es 15 pesos la hora. Yo no me gano 150 la hora.
Woman, did you forget that all I get paid is $15
¿Cómo es que tú
an
quieres
hour? I
carro
don't get paid
nuevo?
150
¿Quieres
an hour.
casa?
Now you want a
¿Quieres
new
todo?
car,
Tú
you
no
want
das
a
un
house.
tajo ni en
You want it
defensa
all,
propia.
and you don't even do anything, not even to defend your own self.
No, nena, yo no te puedo darlo eso.
No, honey, I cannot give you that.
¿Sí me sigue o no me sigue?
Are you following me or not?
La conquista.
The conquering.
No, porque si nos vamos 28 años atrás,
Because if we go 28 years
yo
ago,
predicaba muchas cosas,
I used to preach a lot of things,
pero no le podía dar lo que le doy a Eda
but
ahora.
I couldn't give to Eda what I give her now.
Yo sí que cuando nos hicimos novio era $3.35 la hora.
When we became boyfriend and girlfriend, I used to get paid $3.35 an hour.
Cuando vengo a casa es $7.05 la hora.
And when I came here to the United States, it was $7.05 an hour.
Para mí era un cambio grande, pues de
For me, it was a big
3.35 a 7 y
change.
pico.
You know, because from 3 something to 7 something.
Muchacho, cuando yo vi un cheque que tenía 3 números, y
When I saw a check that had 3 digits, I said, whoa.
¡Santo! 400 y pico, dije,
400
Dios
and
mío,
something, and I said,
en mi vida había
in
tocado
my
un cheque
life,
así.
I had touched a check like that.
Fui a la embajada y dije, juro vivir aquí toda mi vida.
And I said, you know, I am going to swear that I'm going to live here my whole life.
Es que usted tiene que entender que la conquista, y
It's
vamos a
that you need to
terminar
understand
casi
that
ya.
the conquering, and we're about to finish.
¿Sabe? Hay una diferencia entre tener propiedades y poseer las
You know, there's a
cosas.
difference between having properties and possessing things.
Israel nunca llegó a poseer todo por desobediente.
Israel never was able to possess everything because of being
¿Cómo es
disobedient.
posible
How is it possible
que unos lo logran y otros no?
that some accomplish it but others don't?
¿Cuánto tú llevas aquí?
How long have you been here?
En Estados Unidos.
In the United States?
14 años.
14 years.
Para muchos puede que él lleva como 35,
You
40
know,
años.
for
aquí.
many, they might think he's been here like 45 years, 40 years.
Para todo lo que ha conquistado.
For everything that he's already
Pero eso le ha
conquered.
costado
But that has cost him
sacrificio.
sacrifice.
¿Sí o no?
Yes or no?
Oh. Sacrificios como muchos de ustedes no saben.
Sacrifices like many of you don't know.
Cuando tú recortabas, ibas a los lugares a recortar, ¿cuánto tú cobrabas?
When you would cut hair and you would go to people's places
A la
to
gente por
cut
cholín.
their hair, how much would you charge per head?
12 pesos.
$12.
Vamos a recortar a alguien a Delaware.
We go to Delaware to cut somebody's hair.
De ahí 5 de puente.
There's already $5 of the bridge toll.
La gasolina, vamos a ponerle 2 pesitos. Si
And
era cruzar, porque si
gasoline,
muy
let's
arriba.
say it's $2. I mean, if
Siete.
it was close to the bridge, but because if it was farther, that
Y
would be
se
$7.
estaba ganando $5.
So he was only earning
Pero no se estaba
$5.
ganando tanto tampoco porque él tenía que sacar
But
la
he wasn't
inversión de
earning
los
that
materiales y las
much because
cosas.
then he had to take out the overhead expenses of the materials and things that he needed to
¿Sí o
perform the
no?
job. Yes or no?
Pero ahora la gente se molesta porque cobra más.
But now the people get upset because they charge more.
Te va a seguir cobrando 5 pesos.
Oh, but they're going to continue to charge $5.
Pero ahora tiene clientes que vienen de lejos.
But now he has clients that come from far.
No, es que tú no estás entendiendo.
You're not understanding this.
Es que tú no estás entendiendo.
You're not understanding.
Es que ahora lo pueden ver en otro nivel.
Now they may see him in another level.
Pero la gente no saca tiempo para ver de dónde tú vienes.
But the people don't take time out to see where you
La
come
gente
from.
saca tiempo para criticar lo que
People
tú
take
tienes.
time out to criticize what you have.
Pero nunca te criticaron cuando no tenías.
But they never criticized you when you didn't have.
Nunca te dijeron
They never said
que él iba a Delaware,
that he would go to Delaware,
que iba a tu casa,
that he would go to
que
your
iba al
house,
basement.
that he would go
Él
to the
se ganó la
basement.
clientela.
He won over his clients.
Entonces ahora la clientela que
Because
le es
now,
fiel
the clients that are
vienen
faithful,
donde él,
they come
le
to
pagan
him.
más.
They pay him more.
No. Mira a alguien y dile que
Look
para
at somebody
conquistar
and say,
hay que sacrificarse.
It's that to be able to conquer, you have to sacrifice yourself.
Oh my God. Pero ahora él quiere que yo haga el weed walk. ¿El weed walk es que se dice? ¿Cómo
Oh,
se
but
dice?
now he wants me to do the weed whacker.
El trimmer. Ahora quiere que
The
yo haga el
trimmer.
trimmer.
The trimmer.
No.
No.
Esos trimmers valen como 600 pesos, ¿verdad?
Those trimmers are like $600, right?
No tenga miedo de decir lo que vale
Don't
para
be
que la gente
scared
vea
of
que tú no
saying
compras
what they
porquería.
cost so that the people can know that you don't buy trashy things.
¿Cuánto? Casi nada.
Almost nothing.
Y pesan como este.
And they weigh.
Ese trimmer es un hat. Ya a las 2
They
horas
weigh
tú
like
crees que
this speaker. Like within 2 hours, your arms are
así.
like, you're like this.
Tú lo sientes así. Tú
You
dices,
feel it
"Ah,
like this."
Faltan 5 casas.
I still have 5 more houses.
Exacto, el diablo, sí.
They weigh a lot. They weigh a lot.
Las inversiones que tuvo que hacer
The investments that he had to do
para que otros puedan trabajar.
so that others would be able to
Entonces,
work.
por eso yo siempre le he dicho, mire, el
That's
que
why
te
I've
dé
always
queja,
said, whoever
el que te dé
complains,
queja de los trabajos,
whoever
bótalo,
complains about the
bótalo.
jobs they have to do, fire them, fire them.
10 empleados.
And he already has 10 employees.
No.
No?
Él se va a ir ahora a pasar el trimmer y el blower.
You think that now he is going to do the blower and he's going to do the weed whacker?
Mira, cuando tú te encuentras con gente que conquista
When you find yourself with people that conquer
y otros que van a
and
conquistar,
others that are going to conquer,
tú vas a ver los empleados tuyos que van a
you
conquistar.
will see that your employees will conquer.
Los jefes se dan cuenta, este va
The
para
bosses
Leo,
notice.
este ya
He's
mismo
going
abre una
far.
compañía,
Pretty soon he's going to
este-
open up his company.
Pero tú no tienes que tener miedo.
But you don't have to be scared.
Porque cuando tuyo, lo que es tuyo es tuyo.
Because what is
Tu
yours
promesa
is
es tu
yours.
promesa.
Your promise is your promise.
Le digo allá en capítulo 1, verso 4, tu territorio se va a extender.
He said over there in chapter 1, verse 4, your territory is going to extend.
¿Sabe por qué los creyentes, los cristianos,
Do you know why the believers, the Christians,
muchos no conquistan?
many don't conquer?
Porque siempre están dudando de todo.
Because they're always doubting of everything.
Siempre.
Always.
Siempre están dudando.
Always.
De
They're
todo.
always
Tienen
doubting of
incredulidad.
everything.
Dios le dice, vamos
They
para.
have disbelief. God says, we're going.
Y tú miras y te dices, ay, yo lo que tengo son 20 pesos.
And you look and you say, all I got is $20.
El Señor no te dijo cuánto tú necesitas.
Well, the Lord didn't tell you how much you needed.
Tú sabes los empresarios
Do you know that entrepreneurs
que han conquistado
that have conquered
con préstamos.
with loans?
Porque tú por lo menos tenías 20, eso no tenías nada.
Because at least you had 20. Those didn't have anything.
Y hoy
And today,
son prestamistas.
they are people that give out loans.
Ayudan.
They help,
Pero tú tienes que atreverte.
but you have to dare.
Tú tienes que hacer como hizo Caleb.
You have to do like Caleb did.
Le dijo, él le habló claro a Josué.
He spoke
Yo lo único
clearly
que
to Joshua.
necesito es que tú como jefe
He said, the only thing that I need is you as
me
my
entregues
boss.
mi herencia.
I
Nada
need you to
más.
give me my inheritance.
Dime
That's all.
cuál lado es el mío.
Tell me which side is
Que
mine.
yo voy con mi gente.
Because I'm going to go there with my
Yo voy a
people.
conquistar.
I am going to conquer.
¿Empezaste con 10?
You started with 10?
Tú solo.
No, you started you alone.
Empieza solo.
Start alone.
Ay, 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 ay. Empieza solo.
Start
Empieza
alone.
con alguien de a
Start with
poco.
somebody, little by little.
Pero sigue ahí tranquilo.
But continue to be there
Que cuando
calm.
pase el tiempo,
That when time
cuando
passes
pasen
by,
los años,
when the years
cuando
pass
pasen
by,
algo, entonces empiecen a ver
When
nombres.
they start seeing the names.
Cuando pasen a ver el real total,
When they
la
see
compañía
realtor
tal,
such and
la
such,
oh
company
my
such and
God,
such.
la compañía de bloques tal, la
the brick
compañía de
company
total.
such, and this other company.
Mira,
Look,
hay mucha gente que se molesta con tu progreso porque son como Judas.
there's a lot of people that get upset with your progress because they're like Judah.
Bueno, peores,
No, they're worse.
porque ni se ahorcan,
Because they don't hang themselves.
ni se arrepienten,
They don't repent.
y si te descuidas se sientan otra vez en la mesa contigo.
And if you're uncareful, they'll sit at the table again with you.
El domingo tienes que venir preparado.
On Sunday, you have to come prepared.
Dios te ha dado la fuerza y los elementos
God has given you the strength and the elements
para conquistar tu heredad.
to be able to conquer your inheritance.
Oh my God. Si la gente comprendiera y entendiera
If the people would comprehend and understand
que la palabra es repetitiva en la gente.
that the word is repetitive in the people.
No pasa con Moisés, pero puede pasar con Juan.
It doesn't happen with Moses, but it can happen with John.
No pasa con Caleb, pero
It
puede
doesn't
pasar
happen with
con
Caleb,
Pedro.
but it can
De
happen with
estos
Peter.
tiempos.
You know, in this time,
El conquistador
the conqueror
siempre está mirando
is always looking
una oportunidad.
for an opportunity.
El que va a conquistar siempre está así.
The
como,
one that is going to conquer is always like,
¿por dónde voy a entrar?
where
¿Cómo
am I
lo
going to
voy a
enter?
hacer? ¿Cómo lo voy a hacer?
How am I going to do it?
El que conquista
The one that conquers
suelta su propia esclavitud
will let go of their own slavery
y comienza a ver cosas grandes.
and they will start seeing big things.
Cuando tú tienes fe,
When you have faith,
yo me imagino a Josué.
I imagine Joshua.
Acuérdate que estamos hablando de dos panas.
Remember, we're talking about two friends.
Ay, Caleta, estate tranquilo.
Oh, Caleb, just be calm.
Que tú y yo estamos viejos
You
ya.
and I are old already.
Vamos a mandar a estos muchachos que
Let's send
peleen
these
y
young
tú ahí te
ones
sientas.
so
pero
that they can fight and you can
yo
go
sé
and
que tu
sit
corazón
down.
es como el mío,
I
pero
know that your heart is like mine, but
porque eso le pasó a David o no.
because it happened to David
A
or
David no lo
not.
paraba nadie.
Nobody would stop David,
Pero sus amigos le dijeron, papi,
but his friends said, man,
quédate allá
stay over there
que ya tú te cansas.
because you get tired.
Cuando tú te encuentras guerreros
When you find yourself with
más
warriors
jóvenes que tú,
that are younger than you,
que saben que tú tienes para conquistar,
that know that you have enough to be able
ellos
to
se te
conquer,
van a pegar.
they're going to get close to you.
Acuérdate, ahora no lo hayas así, pero vámonos a ese tiempo.
Remember, now you don't have them like this, but
Ellos,
let's go
ellos
back to
saben,
that time.
este va bajando y yo voy subiendo.
You know, they know he's going down and I'm
Cuando
coming
aquel,
up.
tranquilo,
They're going to be like, be calm.
a este me lo tiro yo al puño.
I'm going to fist fight him.
Hablando de aquellos tiempos, no de ahora, ¿ok?
I'm talking about back in that
Pero es para que me
time.
entiendan.
Not now. I just want you to understand.
Le gritan y
Oh, they scream
no abras la boca.
to him. Oh, don't
Vente,
even open your
boconea
mouth.
conmigo.
Come here. Open up your mouth and scream at me.
¿Sabes? Cuando tú te encuentras con gente
You know, when you find yourself with people
que van detrás de ti
that are going after
y
you,
se pueden convertir en el jefe grande de tu compañía,
and they can convert into the big boss of your
tú los
company,
ves que están como Eliseo.
you see that they are like Elijah.
¿Dónde va Ulises?
Where are you going, Ulises?
Y Ulises, ¿dónde tú vas?
Ulises, where are you going?
¿Qué tú necesitas?
What do you need?
No tienen la visión.
They don't have the vision.
Pero hay que pasar el blow aquí. Ponme el blow Eliseo
Look,
que yo
we
lo paso.
gotta
Olvídate
do
de
the
eso.
blower here. Oh, put it on me. Forget about it.
Porque
I'll
un
do
día-
it. Because one day,
Oh my God. Un día
One
que
day
él se decida quedar en la oficina,
that he decides that he's
puede
gonna
ser
stay
tú
in
el
the
que le diga,
office.
no, tú te pones el blower.
it may that he may be
¿Te
the one
acuerdas
that
el día
says,
que te
now you
reíste
put
que
the
yo me lo
blower on.
puse?
Remember the day that you were laughing
Pero ahora
at me
yo te
because I
mando a
put
ti
it
que
on?
te lo pongas.
But now I'm the one that's ruling
No,
you
que
and telling you to put
fire.
it on. Oh, you're not going to do it? You're fired.
You're fired, my
You're
friend.
fired.
¿Sabe el que va a conquistar?
You know, the one that's going to conquer
Siempre está pendiente a un Josué o a un
is
Caleb.
always paying attention to a Joshua or a
Siempre está
Caleb.
detrás de la
They're
herencia.
always after the inheritance.
Siempre está
They're always
pendiente a lo que Dios prometió.
paying attention to what God promised.
No te busques gente débil que
Don't
no vas a
look for weak
conquistar.
people that are not going to help you to conquer.
Búscate gente que ya
Look for
tiene,
people that
gente
already
que está
have,
logrando,
people that
gente
are
que ya está
accomplishing,
arriba,
people that are in the top,
gente que saben
people
conquistar.
that know how to conquer.
Despégate de los malamañosos,
Separate from those that have
despégate
bad
de los
habits.
envidiosos,
Separate from the
despégate
envious.
de los celosos,
Separate from those that are jealous.
despégate.
Separate.
Lo va que tú eres un lambón.
Oh, you just like to suck up.
No hay problema, yo soy un lambón.
No problem. I'm a suck up.
No hay problema.
There's no problem.
Pero sabe que cuando esté arriba,
But you know that when I'm on the top,
ese lambón es el que te va a decir,
that suck up is the one that's going to tell you,
recógete eso ahí.
pick that up there.
El que te,
Uh,
recógete eso ahí. Tú no
no,
tienes otra
pick it
opción.
up. You don't have any other option.
Búscate otro trabajo.
Well, go look for another job then.
Vamos a ser obedientes.
Let's be obedient.
Vamos a trabajar en fe.
Let's work in faith.
Y vamos a tomar valor.
And let's take the valor.
El Señor mismo.
The Lord Himself.
Escúchame bien.
Listen
El Señor
well.
mismo
Church, listen well. The Lord Himself
te va a dar
is going to give to you
lo que te prometió.
what He promised.
Yo estoy viviendo
I am living
momentos de promesa.
moments of a promise.
Déjame explicarte.
And let me explain it.
Cuando es tiempo de sembrar,
When it's time to sow,
no se cosecha,
you don't reap,
se siembra.
you sow.
Cuando es tiempo de cosechar,
When it's time to reap,
no se siembra,
you don't sow,
se cosecha.
you reap.
Siembra.
Sow.
Oh, yo no te estoy hablando de dinero.
And I'm not talking about money.
Siembra lo que tengas que sembrar.
You could sow in whatever you need
Se
to
siembra
sow.
con dinero también.
You do sow with money
Sí, porque hay
too.
gente que quiere dinero sin sembrar.
Because there's people that want money without sowing.
Como decía Héctor Lavoe,
Like Hector Lavoe would say.
aunque venga disfrazado a calao,
Even if you come disguised,
Dios te conoce.
God knows you.
Pero hay muchas cosas.
But there's many things.
Yo prediqué un mensaje
I preached a message
que tu milagro puede llegar
that your miracle can come
sin fe,
without faith,
sin pedirlo,
without asking for it,
simplemente por servir.
just simply because of
Y lo
serving.
probé por la
And I
Biblia.
proved it through the Bible.
Milagros que llegan
Miracles
sin
that come
pedir
without asking for it
y sin fe.
and without faith.
Simplemente por servir.
Just simply because of serving.
Porque la ley de Dios,
Because the law of God,
la de Dios,
the law of God
dice,
says,
la ley de él.
His law,
Si en lo poco eres fiel,
that if in the little you are faithful,
yo te voy a poner en lo mucho.
in the many I will place you.
Aprendamos a servir.
Let's learn how to serve.
Pastor, lo está diciendo que yo te
Oh,
sirva a
Pastor,
ti.
you're saying this so that I could serve you?
No, no me sirva a mí. Con ese
Don't
corazón
serve
no me sirva a mí.
Not with that heart. Don't serve me.
Vamos a servirle al Rey de
Let's
Reyes.
serve the King of Kings.
Pero hay que servirle a los hombres también.
But you also have to serve
Porque
the men.
aún yo siendo pastor,
Because even me being a
yo le
pastor,
sirvo a muchos hombres.
I serve many men.
Yo le sirvo a muchos
I
hombres.
serve
Sé
many men.
bendecir a
I know
muchos.
how to bless many.
Esto no es cuestión de título o
This is
posición.
not a matter of
Es que el que
titles
sabe
or
sembrar
positions. It's that the one that knows how to
tiempo, dinero,
serve,
oración,
time, money, prayer,
Ayuda, favor,
help, favors,
tiene derecho a cosechar.
have the right to reap.
Tiene derecho a
They
cosechar.
have the right to reap.
No salgas esta noche
Don't leave here tonight.
de aquí
Don't leave here
con esa
tonight
mente
with that mind
de no querer llegar lejos.
of not wanting to make it far.
Todos
Everyone,
nacimos
we were all born
para llegar lejos.
to make it far.
Todos.
All of us.
No importa de dónde venga.
It doesn't matter
No
where you
importa
come
lo
from.
que haya pasado.
It doesn't matter what has happened.
Una mujer le preguntó a Steve Harvey,
A woman asked Steve Harvey,
¿cuál es tu educación?
"What is your education?"
Ninguna.
And he said, "None."
¿Cómo que ninguna?
And she said, "How is it that
Yo no tengo
none?"
escuela, ¿qué quiere? Que me la invente.
And he said, "I don't have any school education, so what do you want me to do? To invent it?"
La gente está equivocada.
The people have gotten it wrong.
Claro, hay que estudiar.
Of course, you have to
No me
study.
malinterprete.
Don't misinterpret
Y más en
this.
esta tecnología,
And
como
even
va
more with this
esto.
technology, how all this is going.
Uf. Por ahí gente
But there's people
que son una máquina acá
that
arriba.
they're a machine up here.
Y eso es lo que yo siempre le he dicho a mi esposo.
And that's what I've always said to my wife.
Yo no tendré la escuela que tiene aquel.
I said, I might not have the education that that person has.
Y tengo mi educación,
And I do have my education
porque casi tengo el doctorado.
because I almost have a doctorate.
Pero a veces, Luis,
But sometimes, Luis,
aquel que tiene mucho estudio,
that one that has a lot of
yo
education,
le veo 20 oportunidades en el frente.
I see 20 opportunities in front of them.
No va a hacer nada.
But he's not going to do nothing
Cuando se va,
when they leave.
yo puedo hacer eso.
I can do that,
Tú también lo puedes hacer.
and you could do the same.
Pastor, que no estudie.
Pastor,
No,
I shouldn't
no,
study
no.
then? No.
Hay gente que tiene que irse a estudiar.
There's people that have to go and
No son
study
habilidosos.
because they don't have
Si a mí
abilities
me
like that.
tocase depender por ventas,
If I
de
were
vender,
to depend on being a salesperson,
me muero de hambre.
I would die of hunger
No sé vender.
because I don't know how to sell.
Ahí no sé.
There, I don't know.
Pues ya yo sé que yo no puedo dedicarme a la venta.
So I already know that I can't be a salesman. I can't
Yo
dedicate
tengo que
myself to
buscar en
that.
donde yo tengo mi talento.
I have to see where I have my
Tú tienes que
talent.
buscar donde tú tienes el
And you have to look and see where you have
en
yours.
qué te va a producir.
Where is it going to produce for you?
Que Dios te prometió.
What did God promise
Desde
you?
que Dios me prometió a mí,
From the moment that
a
God
través
promised
del
me,
evangelio,
through the gospel,
yo me he dedicado al evangelio.
I have dedicated myself to the gospel.
Porque en esto es que Dios me va a
Because
bendecir.
in this is where God is going to bless
En
me.
esto es que Dios
In
ha abierto
this
puertas
is
grandes
where
para
God
mí.
has opened big doors for me.
¿Cuáles son las tuyas?
Which ones are yours?
En vez de estar peleando con la bendición de aquel,
Instead of fighting with somebody else's blessing,
busca cómo está o dónde está tu
seek
bendición.
and look to see where your
¿Dónde
blessing
está
is
tu
at.
talento?
Where your
¿En
talent
qué tú eres
is.
bueno? ¿En qué tú
What are
eres
you good
buena?
at? What are you good at?
Yo estaba viendo.
I was watching.
Que esto es lo que pasa, que
You
a
see,
veces
this is what happens.
gente viendo videos de tonterías y de,
Sometimes people
y
seeing foolish videos,
de
silly
bobera.
videos, silly things.
A mí me gusta buscar las biografías de los millonarios.
I like to look for the biographies of the millionaires.
Oye, y todos han empezado sin nada.
And they all have started without nothing.
¿Cómo se llaman los zapatitos esos que yo te estaba explicando?
What are those shoes? The Crocs. The Crocs.
Y los jibbies,
And the
los
jibbies,
diseñitos que le ponen.
the jibbies, the little things, gibbets, the gibbets.
Oh, ahora nadie sabe.
Now nobody knows what it is.
Y un montón aquí lo
The
tienen.
gibbets that you put on the Crocs, and many people here have them.
Que usted compra los paquetitos que le pone
You
diseñito
buy
a
the
los
little
Crocs,
packs
eso.
and you put the designs on
Mira,
the
tú
Crocs.
los tienes, tú.
Look, you have them, you.
¿Cómo se llama eso?
What are they called?
Gibbets.
Gibbets.
Pero si no, pues si está bien, si eso no es nada
It's
malo.
okay. It's nothing bad.
La señora Sherry y su esposo Richard.
The lady Sherry and her husband Richard.
Sí, puedo haberme confundido en el nombre, pero
I
usted
might
sabe
have
que a
gotten
veces
confused with the name
son
because you
en
know that
inglés.
sometimes they're in English and
Ella dice,
she says
ella siempre hacía manualidades.
she would always do
Quería
manual
buscar una
things.
oportunidad,
You know, having an opportunity,
manualidades
she would do
para
manual
decorar la
things
ropa de sus
to
niños.
decorate the clothes of her children.
Se lo ponía en los
She would
pantalones.
put it on the pants of her
Hacía
children.
cositas pequeñas.
She would do small things.
Y le da ese día con el estar haciéndolas.
And that day she was doing them.
Y le da con ponérsela a uno de esos zapatos.
And she
Porque
just
le habían
felt like she wanted to put it
sobrado.
on one of the shoes, on one of the Crocs, because she had leftover some.
Es que a veces gente no se saben combinar.
You know, it's that sometimes people don't know how to
Hay
combine
gente que
with
no
one another.
progresa
There's people that do not
por no
progress
unirse a otro.
because they don't want to unite to someone else.
La gente no se da cuenta que yo puedo tener esto y tú tener esto.
People don't notice that I may have this and you may
Hay
have
una
this.
raza que casi nunca conquista porque cree que lo pueden hacer solo todo el
There's a
tiempo.
race
Y por
that
eso no
hardly
tienen
ever
muchas cosas en este país.
Do they conquer because they think that they could do everything alone, and that's why they
¿Le
don't
digo
have a
cuál
lot
es?
of things in this country.
La mía.
You want me to tell you what race it is?
La
my
mía.
race. My race.
Se unen,
They unite.
crece un chispito
They grow a little bit,
y ya va a hacerlo solo.
and already they want to do it alone.
Pero se le olvidó que lo que tenía era
But
porque
they
estaba
forgot
aquí con este.
that what they had was because they were here
Cuando
with
se
this
van
other
solos
person.
vuelven a lo mismo.
When they leave and venture out by themselves, they go back to the same.
Y el esposo llega.
And her husband arrives.
Para que entienda,
This is for you to
el
understand.
esposo llega.
The husband arrives.
Y esos diseños en los zapatos.
What are
estos.
those designs on their shoes?
No, fue que esto.
No, it was that.
Tranquila,
Be calm.
yo me voy a encargar.
I'm going to take care.
Llamó la compañía
He called the company of the Crocs
y le dijo, te tengo un negocio.
and said, I have a business deal for you.
Ellos lo vieron,
They saw it.
le gustó.
They liked it.
En la casa
In her house,
empezaron a diseñarlo desde la casa.
they started designing them
Cogieron
from their
un
house.
cuarto y
They
sacaron
took a
todo.
room. They took
Si había
everything
un
out of
vago
that
allí lo
room.
botaron.
If there was somebody lazy in there, they kicked them out.
Hicieron el taller.
And they started their workshop there.
Empezaron a generar
They started generating
en el primer año
on the first year
2 millones
2 million
por año.
per year.
Hoy
Today,
son billonarios.
they are billionaires.
Empezaron en la casa.
And they started in their house.
Alguien
Someone
que se atrevió a mirar
that
y dijo,
dared to look and say,
espérate,
wait a
ese
minute,
zapato tiene muchos jotitos.
you know, that shoe has a lot of holes.
Se le puede poner más
You
cositas.
could put more of those things on it.
Hay gente que no ha
There's people
despertado su
that have
talento
not
por
awakened their
miedo.
talent because they're scared.
Muchos de ustedes tienen el poder para
Many
hacer
of you
cosas
have the
grandes,
power to
para
do big
poder
things,
vivir de lo de
to be
usted
able to
mismo.
live off of your own things.
Pero tiene que separarse de los
But you gotta
limitados.
separate from
Tiene
those
que
that are limited.
conquistar
You have to conquer
desde la casa.
from her house.
¿Sabes lo que tú arranques con un negocio y generes 2 millones el
You know
primer
what it
año?
is for you to take off with a business that's going to generate 2 million per year.
Muchacho, le digo a Eda,
I'll say to Eda,
10 horas haciendo diseño.
10 years doing designs. 10 hours, excuse me, doing designs.
¿Sí o no?
Yes or no?
2 millones por año
2 million per year
en ganancia.
in profits.
Uy. Entonces sí que te digo 10 empleados, 30 empleados. No, yo no voy a coser más una cosita. Se
Then
hacen
I'm going to
así.
say 10 employees. No, 30. I'm not going to sew any of that. You do it this
Sal
way.
de aquí conquistando.
Leave here conquering.
Sal de aquí con la mente de Caleb.
Leave here with the mindset
Reclama
of
tu promesa.
Caleb. Claim your promise.
Tienes talento para
You
algo.
have talents for something.
Mira, esta iglesia tiene mujeres
Look, this church has women
que son unas bárbaras
that they are tremendous
cuidando niños.
taking care of children.
Muchacho, ya yo hubiera cogido la mitad de la
I would
sala.
have already taken half of my
Preparar.
living room. I would have
Saco la
prepared it.
licencia.
I would get my license in it.
Y a velar muchacho.
And I would be babysitting children.
A los 5 años,
Within 5 years,
con un edificio.
I would have a building.
Y tú ves a niños.
And do you watch children?
Ya no.
Not anymore.
Ahora pago para que lo velen.
Now I pay so that they could watch
Pero yo
them.
soy la dueña.
But I'm the owner.
¿Por qué no se atreven?
Why don't you dare?
Por miedo.
Because of fear.
¿Por qué no se atreven?
Why don't you
Porque
dare?
necesitan un empuje.
Because you need a push.
¿Por qué no se atreven?
Why don't you
Porque
dare?
tienen que soltar
Because
el
you have
maldito
to let
corillo
go
limitado.
of the group that is limited.
Tienes que atreverte.
You have to dare.
Mira, si yo no fuese pastor,
Look, if I was not a pastor,
escúchame bien,
listen well,
ya yo tuviera más de 5 compañías diferentes.
I would already have more than 5 different companies.
Lo que pasa es que yo tengo que obedecer lo que Dios quiere.
What happens is that I have to obey
Él
what
me
God
deja
wants.
arrancar, pero me viene y me dice, no, papi, es acá.
He lets me take off, but then he says,
Es
no,
acá.
man, it's over here, it's over here.
2 cosas tengo:
2 things I have.
la mente
My mind
y la gracia de
and the
Dios,
grace of God,
que es lo más importante.
which is the most important.
Él abre las puertas
He
solo.
opens up the doors.
Todos los que están aquí,
Everybody
todos
that
los
is
que me
here,
están viendo de la
everybody
Iglesia Un
that is
Cántico
watching
Nuevo,
from the Church Un Cántico
que
Nuevo,
tienen sus empresas,
that have your own companies.
dele mente.
Put
Comience a
minds in-
producir.
put your mind into it.
Comience a
Start
producir.
Start
No
producing.
se detenga.
Do
Si
not
Dios te
stop.
prometió,
If God
Dios
promised,
lo va a hacer.
God will
Si Dios
do
te
it.
dijo,
If
te
God
veo en la
said,
cima.
I see you in the summit.
Pero tienes que
But
sacrificarte.
you have to sacrifice yourself.
Lo que yo te estoy hablando no
What
me
I'm
costó
speaking
10 años.
has cost me 10 years.
No me costó 10 años.
It did not cost me 10 years.
Dejamos la juventud.
We left all of our youth.
Y hoy,
And today,
pues tengo que cosechar contra.
well, I have to reap.
¿No cree que es justo?
Don't you think it's just?
Si usted no cree que es justo,
If you don't think it's just,
búsquese otra iglesia.
you could look for another church.
Porque yo sí estoy mirando que es justo que usted conquiste.
Because I am looking and seeing that
Que
it's
usted
just for you to
tiene.
conquer.
Que usted tiene.
That you have.
Aquí hay hombres y mujeres con un talento
Here there's men and women
increíble.
with an incredible talent.
Desarróllalo.
Develop it.
Y en 5 o 10 años,
And in 5 or 10 years,
entonces estará con las manos cruzadas.
then you will have your arms crossed.
Entró a las 8 de la mañana.
I enter in at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Pero como soy dueño,
But because I'm the owner,
este mes cargado y es fuerte,
this month is very heavy and it's a strong
voy a
month.
entrar a las 10.
I'm going to enter at 10.
Que se moleste el que se moleste.
Let whoever wants to get bothered, get
Tú eres el
bothered.
dueño.
You're the owner.
Los dejo con esto.
I'm going to leave you with this.
Si se lo propone,
If you propose it,
lo va a alcanzar.
you will reach it.
Lo va a alcanzar.
You will reach it.
Yo no soy mejor que usted.
I'm not better than you.
El que está a tu lado no es mejor que
The
tú.
one that is beside you is not better than you.
Y muchos lo están logrando.
And many are
Pero
accomplishing
tú
it.
tienes que atreverte.
But you have to dare.
Tienes que atreverte a
You
creerle a
have to
Dios.
dare to believe
Hay
God.
algo que Dios te
There's
regaló
something that God gifted
para que
you
tú lo
with
logres.
so that you could accomplish
Dese un
it.
aplauso a usted mismo.
Give your own self an applause.